Hopefully it all worked okay. I think so. I think so. Hi. How is everybody doing today? Oh, Eggs, thank you. Hi, Eggs. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing, Eggs? You know something funny? Whenever I see accursed eggs, what inspired your username? Because whenever I see accursed eggs, my brain always thinks of like rotten eggs, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure what your username is an allusion to, and I always wonder. Give me something to think about. But I hope everyone's doing good. Woofborg! Did you really fall for it? Woofborg! Woof, I got you! How dare you? You should not have trusted me. The title of the Twitch stream says !gullible. Because I wanted to see how many people would be gullible enough to use it. Hello. I tricked you. Hi, Ghostly. I got you. But hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. It's a very lazy Monday. And I got up super late, but I wanted to play something random. I don't know how many people would show up because it's a bit late. But this is a game that I found on Steam. It's a demo that looks really cute, and I want to try it. It's where we can raise a little mushroom daughter. So I thought that would be kind of fun for us to do together. I know. You guys, I'm sleeping so much better right now because of the AC in my bedroom. It's really nice and comfy. It's so good. So yeah, I wanted to give this a go, and we can see what it's like together. If it's any fun. It's a demo, so it's free. It's free. Really? How much you like egg? What's your favorite way to have... Oh, it's your favorite word. Wait, do you like to eat eggs? Egg? I will hydrate. Thank you. Thank you so much, Kay. Thank you. Let's see. Okay, let me get you guys over here. So this is Mushroom Musume, which basically translates to mushroom girls, essentially. Just like Uma Musume or Monster Musume. It's like the same kind of thing. I like eggs, though. I like that you did eggs. I know Chaos Droid really likes to use the word egg as like a jokey meme kind of thing. So let's see how this goes. Ifarito, hello! Hi! So let me know if the volume gets too loud or too quiet, or if I'm too loud or too quiet, okay? Let's see. Let me look at the controls. So right click is the menu. Show daughter info with I. H is history. M and Y are almanac. Quick save is that an L? It looks like an L. I really like this mouse. And we can also take screenshots. What button is that? That is S. Oh, there we go! It works! Nice! Okay. I'm so excited. Okay, we're gonna raise a daughter today, you guys. Hi, Goomba, how are you? I know, this was recommended to me because of that theater game that we played together that Brian had recommended. Once upon a time, there was a humble recluse. It's me, I'm the humble recluse. Though they had no need for society, they did often find themselves home to a loneliness that they could never quite shake. You'll find out, Kay. In the morning, the sun would rise. At night, it would set. The recluse would observe this splendor, knowing that the sight would be made all the more beautiful by having someone to share it with. Oh, we're so alone. We need someone to share this moment with. It wasn't that they desired a relationship. Perhaps it was a flame that had burned them one too many times. Or perhaps they were simply disinterested. No, a child. That's what they wanted. Someone to take care of, to teach. Unfortunately, it was a longing that could not be found. Not in these woods, alone. It's so sad. However, we are never quite as alone as we think, are we? One day, a witch appeared, as if drawn by the intensity of the recluse's desire. The lumber that the recluse had spent the morning gathering slipped through their hands as they spotted her. The witch of the woods. A witch! She began to speak. You desire a child, yes? For some, those are quite easy to come by, but not you, it would seem. No, it's hard to have babies when you're all alone in the woods, you know? Let us make a deal then. If you do 3 simple chores for me, I'll present you with a daughter of your very own. The recluse, caught up in a moment of naivete, quickly agreed. The witch, knowing that the recluse was destined to accept, simply nodded and began to deliver the first of these so-called chores without hesitation. I have 3 tasks, and then I get to meet my daughter. Okay, doing tasks for a witch never turns out to be bad, right? It should be good, I think. It is important for a young person to be well grounded in this world, I hear. Bring me a jar of soil to help with the process. Keep in mind that not all dirt is the same, though. Consider the source carefully. Soil? That did sound somewhat magical, the recluse supposed, left with this vague prompt. Bless you! Momo sneezed. Bless you, Momo! Sorry, my orange kitty just had a loud sneeze behind me. They considered their options. Hi, magical bard! Wait, you would know. You would know about hermits in the woods. Ooh! Where should I go? Are these different cards I can use? Oh, I can go through them. Okay, so I get to choose where I get the soil from to bring to the witch. Your favorite foraging nook? The most picturesque section of the forest you've ever laid your eyes upon. The witch's own front yard. What would you pick? My favorite foraging nook would mean that it's a place that I go to often, that I love, that provides me with things that I need. The most picturesque section of the forest is a place that's beautiful, but if it's beautiful, it doesn't necessarily mean the soil is good for growing the things that I want, because I don't forage there. The witch's own front yard just sounds kind of dangerous. I feel like if I took soil from that, if she's evil, that could maybe not be the best thing. I'm gonna go with what I would actually choose. I'm gonna go with my favorite foraging nook. That's what I'm gonna do. The nook was just on the outskirts of the forest, but conveniently hidden from curious villagers. When in need, this spot had never let the recluse down. This time was no different, as dirt was there in abundance. Yastard has options. Arriving back at their meeting place, the recluse was excited to share their selection with the witch. So that's what you picked, eh? Very well. It shall do. Feeling the need to scrub their skin, the recluse retired to their hut to cleanse themselves. The second day. The recluse slept more soundly that night than they had in ages. having a purpose that can soothe them, even if they had found themselves caught up with a witch. They elected not to think about that, though. Instead, when the morning came, they simply did what they had to do, which is to say, they got up and went to meet the witch. Upon watching the recluse's approach, a sardonic smile lit the witch's face. You completed your first task admirably. 2 more and I can finally give you what you want. She paused for only a moment before delivering her next message of import. There have been some activities I've been meaning to get to. Perhaps you can make yourself useful and cross one off the list for me. Not realizing that they were simply saving the witch some time, the recluse determined which task they were most suited for. I know, Cyber. I think there's more to this game than there seems. It said warning about unsettling things. Or like creepy things. So I guess we'll see. So I can prepare the witch a comforting meal, restock a selection of unsettling components, or test a selection of elixirs for quality. So I can drink something perhaps dangerous. I can restock some strange opponents. Or I can prepare the witch a comforting meal. Now, if I'm playing... So this is one of those games where you choose different options each time you play to get different outcomes. What would a fushi do? I hate to be thought of as boring and plain, but I really love to cook for people. I love to make comforting food. I'd like to imagine I could make the witch like a shepherd's pie, or a chicken pot pie, or like, something homemade, something yummy. Like a pot roast with like carrots and some potatoes and garlic and onions and things like that. So I think I would do this. You like pot pie? I freaking love pot pie. Cooking was a simple affair, much kinder seeming than the rest. It was an easy decision for the recluse. Thank you, Cyber. What do witches like to eat? The recluse pondered this question, figuring that one could not go wrong with a simple meal of eggs and bacon. So we're making breakfast for her. I can definitely do that. Arriving back at their meeting point, the recluse was excited to report their progress to the witch. Ah, very good. How kind of you. After quickly wiping themselves down, the recluse returned to their hut for the remainder of the night. The third day, where I sip some of my drink. I can also save. There we go. Beautiful. I can right-click to exit menus. I love games that do that. With 2 assignments complete, the recluse could feel their excitement grow. If this witch was being honest, and for some reason they felt she was, then that meant that this could be the last night they spent without a child. They hoped so. At least, that was all they could do. Barely remembering to get dressed, the recluse dashed to the meeting spot. Again, the witch had been waiting there for them. Welcome back, recluse. Are you prepared? Today is your big day, is it not? The last task is an easy one, or at least I believe so. Bring me something colorful, something bright that you think will suit her. When they were first told of the 3 tasks, the recluse had imagined things that were much more difficult. This seems so easy as to be a trick. Which, they supposed, only meant they should take it seriously, as if a mistake could mean death. With death in mind, the recluse needed to decide where to search for color. A field of flowers. I feel so called out because my first thought was something easy would be a flower because it would be beautiful and simple. Flowers do die, though. or a stony river. See, flowers are beautiful, but they do die. If I looked in a river, maybe I could find a beautiful stone. Have you guys ever heard of worry stones before? They're like these smooth stones you can get and keep in your pocket that are nice and cool, that have like a perfect little area where your finger fits that you can rub if you get worried. They're great. I'm gonna look in the stony river. I love flowers, but flowers die too quickly. And maybe I don't want to pull up a flower and take its life, you know? So a stony river it is. Though underwater wasn't the first place most people thought for color, the recluse understood there were many shades that people failed to consider. Thank you guys, you're so sweet. They arrived at a nearby river, glancing into the glassy water to spy a variety of small shining stones. Ooh, brimstone, a yellowed, alchemical wonder. A strange, almost bloody stone. Slate, simple yet sturdy gray stone. Turquoise, symbols of luck and fortune. Oh, I love turquoise. Turquoise is so beautiful. Obsidian, dark, glassy ghosts of ancient fires. I think I want to go with turquoise. I love turquoise. It's very pretty. It always attracts my eye more than the other stones, I think. The only stone I'd say I like better would be like maybe jade, or I love opals. Opals are very beautiful. I think they're my favorite. I feel like if I was ever a married elf, I would love an opal ring. If that's not too much. Yes, Kai. This is exactly what it's like to be a forest elf. The vivid hue of a chunk of turquoise caught the recluse's eye, beckoning their hand. The stone presented itself like the sky, like the waters, like a purity rarely seen. Stone in hand, they returned to the witch, captivated by nature's beauty. Ooh, the color palette changed. The recluse returned to the witch's hut, colored item in hand. Goomba. She silently took the object, nodding her head to the recluse in recognition. The recluse stood there for a moment, unsure, before finally the witch realized what they expected. Oh, you want your promised daughter, don't you? Her voice was almost mocking, but at least it was not overtly cruel. I suppose I must tell you that I lied, human. I do require several more trifling things from you. I had to know it was too good to be true. First is the matter of payment. The recluse should have known that everything is for a cost. Let's see. She's demanding payment of us for becoming extorted. Pay me now with wealth. Pay me now with life. Pay me sometime soon in larger quantities. Pay me at a much later date in the way I choose. Huh. Do I even have enough wealth to pay the witch for a daughter? Paying with life doesn't sound like something that I would ever do. Not unless I had to. Paying sometime soon in larger quantities, that's dangerous. That's a dangerous decision, because you never know what a witch could increase. You know, the extra percentage on. Mushrooms are alive. I don't eat them. I hug them. Hello, Bloodstar. Or paid a much later date in the way I choose. I'm concerned about that. I wonder what I would do. What should we do, guys? I think we should try the first option and see if that works. Let's give it a go. Let's see if we can even begin to pay her. I don't know how much money we have. I'm doing great, Vampire. How are you? They offered their coin purse to the witch, and she took it wordlessly. Hi, Orange Juice. How are you? I'm trying out a little indie game I found. It's a free demo. After pocketing the whole pouch, she returned a single coin to the recluse's hand. This will be sufficient, the witch smiles. With the payment settled, the witch simply smiled and handed the recluse a small pot. Yeah, it's Mushy Monday. I will stretch. Humans are tricky, but mushrooms are much more resilient. Consider this an upgrade. Don't worry. Eventually, she will develop a mind. Simply give her time, as much as she needs. Soon, your wish will be in full bloom. I suppose with all that settled, though, there is one last thing for you to consider. A young girl needs a proper name. The recluse thought on the witch's demand before offering the final thing they had to give. What is her name? What should I name my daughter? This is going to be our very first daughter. What's a good name for a daughter? I can start giving you guys names that I would have used for daughters. I really like simple, sweet names that are beautiful. I'm not calling her pizza topping. I'm gonna be real with this. I'm gonna raise my first mushroom girl with love. I'm gonna raise her with love. I really like the name Emma, and I really like Lily. Those are two girls' names that I really like. I told myself if I was ever a mom that those are names I really enjoy, and I thought about choosing Emma and Lily. I'm not calling her Papa John's. We're gonna start with a pretty name, okay? And then they can go silly. I'm naming her Lily. Then she walked away, only fate knowing if the two should ever meet again. Chapter 2, Cultivation. I'll save my game then. Yes. Make sure we're in a good spot. We're beginning our life with Lily. We haven't even seen her. I wonder what she looks like. Though the recluse was unsure of the specifics, they did realize that it was important to heed her instructions. Oh, it's spring, too. Care for the pot and the dirt and everything that lay within. So the recluse geared up as any parent should and assessed the things they needed to raise a child. Hi, Kingdom. This is a daughter-raising simulator that is supposed to be creepy. We are raising a mushroom. This is the demo of the game. But the people who played the demo said it's really long. Finances. In case the village nearby had goods or services that you could not provide. Oh yeah, I need to have money. So money is important to raise a child. Nutrients for the child to help it grow strong. They would need plenty, as it would be depleted on a daily basis. And finally, the recluse's own stamina could not be ignored. One cannot burn the candle from both ends indefinitely. Oh yeah? Oh, that sounds so cute. A lot of people really like Cookie Run. I've never played Cookie Run before. I know Narissa likes it. Daughter needs pizza. I need pizza. Thus began the longest growing season of the recluse's life. Ooh! Oh, here's our stuff. Okay. Let me make sure I'm not in the way so you guys can see. Can you see the menu okay when I'm reading like this? Alright, so it looks like we have nutrients, finances, and stamina. It looks like our finances start out super low because we already used some. Here's our almanac. We've got information of different things that we've gathered. Daughter's grown. Average dampness, mycelium, robustness, potency, and humanity. Number of LBMs. I don't know what that means. Guess we'll find out. Endings discovered. There are 34 endings. Number of living and fallen daughters. Oh no. That's not gonna bode well. And Mushpedia. What seems like the most nutritious option? So I have to figure out what to do nutrition-wise. Let's see. To feed myself. Sneak morsels away from your charge. So that would be to take food from our child. We're not going to do that. What was this mushroom for again? Looks tasty. Let's not do that. We could eat our baby. To the village market for enticing goods. We only have one currency. To the woods for foraging. No, we're gonna go forage. Oh, this is what Lily looks like right now. Look at Lily. Lily's beautiful. She's a widow mushroom. We're not going to eat the child. Let's go forage in the woods, okay? You know where to find food. It's been something that you've never struggled with previously. It's part of you, and nothing can change that. Not even a mushroom. She is perfect. Ooh. Making your way to your favorite nook, you quickly find what you were after. Of course, the generous bounty of treats for your daughter is a nice bonus. The decision being made, life continued. Oh, nutrients went down and stamina went down. I'm interested to learn how this system works. One day you awake slightly earlier than usual, and you're somewhat not somnambulant. That's a new word. Somnambulant state. I imagine that means like you're kind of sleepy. Somnambulant. You hear an ethereal croon originating from your garden. When you go out, you spot it. A small fairy clad in turquoise is sitting amongst your crops. A fairy! That can be either very good or very, very bad. Hunt the fairy to use for food. Offer a coin to the fairy to gain their favor. Catch the fairy to sell in town. Build a small fairy garden in your daughter's room using supplies. Well, what would a Fushi do? If I'm doing this exactly as I would be more apt to make the place more comforting to fairies. Kind of like if you found an animal in your garden, you'd want to give them a space that was theirs, so maybe they wouldn't eat your crops and they'd have their own. So I think I would build a fairy garden. I know my stamina is going to go down, but let's see if I can live this game the way that I would actually choose things. And if I lose, I lose. Oh, it's like sleepwalking. Somnambulant. Sleepwalking. Someone moving in a dazed way. Thank you. Thank you, Cyber. Wow, we learned a new word today. Somnambulant. I like it. So let's make a fairy garden. Without delay, you quickly gather your supplies. Greenery, some common foods, hell, throw in a drop of blood. Fae love that sort of thing. Is this like a Sealy, unsealy court situation? Uh-oh. It's been a while since I've delved into evil fairies. After consulting some books to ensure that it's an appropriate space, you lure the fairy in with treats. Though they seem unsure at first, the fairy eventually accepts your offer of a home. Bart. Though your daughter is not yet old enough to appreciate this pet, you're sure she will in time. Nutrients down again. We have to get food. We definitely have to get more food for her. Okay, we'll make sure to look for some in the next go-around. Oh, if she got a fairy familiar now. What does it mean? You have a small magical friend that has a tendency to follow you. And she's potted. Okay, cool. So I have a fairy friend for her. I'm gonna save again, just in case something horrible happens. The decision being made, life continued. Huh? Something's happening. Mushroom creep. Your daughter has changed in the night. Look at her. Look at her, Chad. Look at her. She's so cute. She's growing. Look at her. She looks like a little slice of bread. You awaken one morning to the sound of something moving about your home. Your daughter has grown a pair of sturdy legs. I'm doing okay today, Psycho. Thank you for asking me. You're so sweet. The creature walks about easily, using her new strength to push and rummage through your belongings. Her demeanor seems cute and helpful, often following you as you go about your daily tasks. Encourage her cooperation, or spend time nurturing her environment, or motivate her to do something safer. I think I should encourage her to help me, because if she's able to gather things from forage, then I might not need to use as much energy, and she'll also learn self-sufficiency, which I think is important. I feel like nurturing her environment could mean keeping her closed in, and I don't want to do that. I want to teach her while she's young how to be safe, so I'm going to choose this option. Encourage her cooperation. Your daughter's development is going better than expected, and you want to promote her helpful nature. It is what? You take extra time on your chores, explaining the steps and giving her the opportunity to try new things. She doesn't actually help much, and you aren't sure if she understands you, but she clearly enjoys the experience. Good. The decision being made, life continued. Your daughter needs food too, and you've just run out. You need to find something to feed her soon, or she'll surely starve. Spend the day gathering nutritious substrate. You can't spare the time today. She'll have to go hungry. No, I'm gonna gather her food. I wouldn't let her go hungry. Not if I can help it. You spend the day foraging and digging in the woods, and return with a heap of mushroom food for your hungry daughter. It's a little hard to be sure, but it sure seems like she's thankful for your efforts. Oh, her nutrition went up to 5. The decision being made, life continued. Oh, it went down by 3. She's getting hungrier. One evening, you hear a light knocking at your door. Quite a rare occurrence. Peeking through the window, you witness none other than the Witch of the Woods standing on the doorstep of your humble hut. Could she be here for a visit, or to settle a debt? introduce her to my daughter, privately request a stipend. Huh. Should I introduce her to my baby? Or request a stipend? Ask for money? But if I ask for money, then I'm in debt to a witch, and I've already paid her for the baby. She is sort of like an auntie or a grandmother, or kind of like a surrogate mom. I guess I'll let her meet little Lily. I'll be kind. As long as she doesn't curse her or something. If she does that, then I'll be very upset. I say, not sounding intimidating at all. Introduce her to your daughter. Perhaps it was time for your daughter to meet the witch. She could maybe even learn a thing or two. The two of you answer the door and invite the gloomy woman inside for dry and awkward small talk. Something about the way you two absently stare at each other. You wonder if they've made some sort of connection today. Oh, something about the way that our daughter stares at the witch. It's like they've connected. Uh-oh. The decision being made, life continued. Alright, we'll save after that bit. Huh? Something's happening. Is she changing again? Gain trait child? We've got some arms! We've got some arms, guys! We're forming an actual, body. Looks like the bottom of, a little dress. Wow. One morning, you notice that your daughter is nowhere to be seen. After some searching, you find a massive clump of mushrooms, resembling your daughter's protruding in a small clearing. Brushing away some of the freshly turned soil around, you see the top of your daughter's head, having seemingly undergone a transformation. Look at her! Lily is growing! She's now as civil as any human now. Her disposition is underdeveloped and childish, and her environment is excellent. Hi, Guppy! Hello, Glitch! Welcome to my mushroom baby. She twitches in response to your probing and shifts until the earth again covers her head. Wait for her. Buy her a nice gift to celebrate. Dig her out. I'm gonna wait for her to tell me she's ready. I'm gonna let her stay in the soil for a little bit. Yeah, I know they do grow up so fast, Nix. Your daughter seems intent on being underground, so you won't disturb her. After waiting for an hour, you decide to let her be and go about your daily tasks, occasionally returning to check on her. Later in the day, you return to find her sitting in the clearing. The creature had now taken the form of a young girl. The decision being made, life continued. She's so precious. I love her. A flock of hungry birds have been harassing both your crops and your daughter recently. In fact, they've become quite the nuisance. Purchase some poison and evict the foul sky rats. Use some food to feed the birds with your daughter. Fetch your bow and hunt the birds. Ignore the birds. Now what would I do? I wouldn't ignore them. We don't have much food. This is an interesting thought. I could feed the birds, but we don't have much food. I'd probably be more apt to hunt them. A bow and arrow? Like how you would in a fantasy game? When you have to. I mean, if you live in the woods, I assume that you have to do some kind of hunting, unless you live purely off of forage. I'm stuck between these two. I definitely would not poison the birds, because what if my daughter ate the poison, or another creature ate the birds and got poisoned? Or the bird died After it was poisoned, was buried in the ground, and that poison seeped into plants. But I don't have much food. Oh, what should I do? Yeah, I feel like the birds might peck at her and eat her. I think I should hunt the birds. I'm gonna do that. Thank you for being the push I needed, orange juice. Fetch your bow and hunt the birds. You retrieve your bow and are lucky to leave with not one, but 2 birds from the flock. They shouldn't show up again for a while. You and your daughter may rest. So her nutrients went up and my stamina went down. Nothing more could be done to the birds. The matter was laid to rest. You realize that you've finished all the work for the week and have a whole day free. Take your daughter to see the Witch of the Woods. Teach your daughter some important lessons. Take your daughter on a scenic hike. Spend some time cleaning up. Let's see. Maybe we should begin teaching our daughter some lessons. It said that she was quite childish, so maybe we could teach her some things, like, don't touch these plants, don't eat these things. Hi, Natrium. Hello. Teach your daughter some important lessons. I'm gonna do that. You decide it would be a good use of time to spend the day teaching. Your daughter doesn't really like to sit and listen, but you manage to impart some life lessons. The decision being made, life continued. An end? Question mark? It had been many strange weeks since the witch had gifted you an enchanted pot of dirt. It felt like much longer. You had perhaps underestimated the amount of effort it would take to rear a child. The long days and nights toiling for her every need left you drained. And that constant aching tiredness made it difficult to be present for the girl. You suspected you weren't the role model a growing child needed. Oh, that's right, our stamina. You sat down your mug of ale, readying yourself for another night of restless sleep. Maybe in the morning, things would be easier. Did I die? Did I die because my stamina ran out? I wonder if I died. I think I died. And a new beginning. You had suspected for a long time that your time with the recluse was coming to an end. Wait, is this the mushroom? Your time with the recluse was coming to an end. They raised you, you suppose, but it often felt like you were trapped, like you were kept locked away, unwanted and forgotten. But you're older now. You have the ability to fend for yourself. There's no reason to stay where you aren't wanted. Your preparations have been underway for a while, and you've made a little place for yourself to live in the woods. Tomorrow is the day to act on your plan. Wait, are we Lily now? While the path ahead of you seems a little frightening, things can only get better from here. Maybe in the morning, you'll finally be able to see for yourself. Distant parent. Wait, this is us! This is us! This is my girl! With the fairy, and we have an animal companion too. Chapter 3, A Girl on Her Own. Whoa! Wait, I get to keep playing? Look, I have stats! Whoa, I thought I just had to raise a daughter. I get to be the daughter. Lily, a common turquoise truffle mushroom. Oh, that's why I have a pig. Because I'm a truffle mushroom. Pigs are good at finding truffles. I'm an animal friend. You have an endearing animal-like appearance. Gourmet, chefs throughout the land envy your delicate, complex flavors. Dampness, increased by a good soak or a melancholic moment. The stat indicates how wet and slimy her body is, but also a murkiness of the soul. Well, pigs can eat truffles, but they can also find them. Mycelium, increased by the right nutrients or things that nourish the soul. The stat is associated with how generally healthy she is, and yet it could be a persistent optimism. Robustness, increased by ideal growing conditions or loving presence, associated with physical strength or strength of character. Potency, increased by a titillating meal or by titillating danger. This stat is tied to the strength of her mushroom type or her ability to perform in stressful situations. And then humanity. Her humanity is pretty high, increased by thorough socialization or by doing the right thing. This stat is how good of a person she is, literally and metaphorically. There's different cards that I have. Don't like an event? Use one of these and you can be on your way back home. Cards represent the choices you make. You won't be able to use special cards in every event. They will be automatically dealt to you. Some are limited. Soma times 2. Your body is made of a useful resource, but you must be mindful not to give too much of yourself away. On use, it gives you a little snack for later. I can eat parts of myself. Oh, I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't eat parts of myself. That doesn't sound like a good idea. Wealth. Everything in this world comes for a price. I only have one money. You can stack these on the corners of some cards to bend the odds in your favor. And then food. One usually performs better with a nice meal in their stomach. I can also use them in situations. About me, young adult, you've grown into a young woman. Reputation, relative obscurity, people don't think much about you. Family matters. You've developed some rapport with the creator, the Witch of the Woods. Your parent was not as kind to you as you deserved. Now they are alone and you are free. I guess it would make sense that all I did was nurture her, but I didn't focus on love. I focused on teaching her lessons and teaching her how to do chores and feeding her. So I was like that parent who's like, I put a roof over your head and I made sure you're safe. That's what I did. I didn't bond with her. That makes sense. I have a fairy and a pig. You have a loyal pet pig that will follow you to the ends of the earth. I'm never eating my pig. It is not going to happen. Okay? Okay. So now we know all about her. Let me take a sip of my drink and we will continue. While on an expedition to a nearby swamp, you lose track of time. The sun is already set in the sky, and the trees surrounding you seem more menacing now. As you contemplate your situation, you try to figure out the best thing to do. Wander through the woods. Look for help. Sleep in an abandoned building. Keep cool and calmly evaluate your situation. Or follow a random road. So now we have to think like Lily. She's a childish mushroom that hasn't been taught too much in the ways of the world, but she's got a little bit of common sense. I used to write these poems when I was young, and in my poetry book, I used to call myself Fushi the Wanderer. And there was this line in the introduction to my poetry book that I would always write that was like, I know not where this road may lead, but then again, I have nowhere else to go. That I would always say, like, and put in my books. I don't know why. I know not where this road may lead, but then again, I have nowhere else to go. And it was like, I don't really know what the depth of that statement is, but when I saw follow a random road, I kind of wanted to click on it. So I think I'm going to do that. She's out on her own. She's in a swamp. Let's just see where this adventure takes us. So that's what I'm going to choose. Oh, I rolled a 3. You figure that. If you're truly lost, then it doesn't matter which way you pick. It seems like your best option is to just pick a path and wander forward. So you do. Unfortunately, as the night goes on, it becomes apparent to you that things are just getting more and more alien. Oh no. After wandering the whole night, you finally happen upon a town. You're able to situate yourself, and after a very long day, you find your way back home and collapse onto the floor, exhausted. One day, you find yourself considering the thought of dinner. Primarily, that you don't feel like preparing it. While you don't need food, as the humans call it, you find that it's a comfort you particularly enjoy indulging in at times. Those times are primarily in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. You've been told humans enjoy their meals in this structure as well. It is K. It kind of feels like that. Humans do enjoy eating meals, morning, noon, and night. What's your favorite meal? Anyone in chat? My favorite is a good dinner, because I'm hardly ever in the mood for breakfast. This lack of will, yet interest in flavor, compels you to think. You remember that in the village, there is an establishment you've yet to visit, a restaurant run by one of the locals. A meal without having to cook? What a brilliant idea. If you were going to ask a stranger for food, you figure you should try and play to human social norms. Perhaps it would be wise for you to blend in more than normal today. You decide to don a head wrap and dark-tinted glasses to conceal some of your abnormal appendages and make your way quickly to town. Thankfully, you are familiar with the area it is located in. This knowledge helps you get there with the utmost haste. When you arrive, you cautiously enter the front door of the establishment. Within, you see a woman nervously pacing. On your entrance, she jumps. "Oh!" she gasps, then quickly straightens herself up. She gives you a thorough look over, as if trying to deduce something about you. Thank you for following. Is it Natrium or Natrium? Thank you so much for the follow. Her eyes go up from your glasses to your head wrap, finally, as if she has a realization. How discreet. I understand. Please come this way, madam. Discreet? What a strange thing to be complimented on. But she seems polite enough, so you do as she says. She guides you to a quaint table in the corner of the dining room. The tabletop is decorated with a fine silk tablecloth, as well as a small selection of lit candles. How flammable are mushrooms? It makes me wonder. Probably not very much. They're very moist. Moist things are not normally very flammable. You go to pull the chair out from the table, but the woman stops you. Ah, allow me. She pulls the chair out and pushes you back in. Is this what a restaurant is? A servant and a meal. She begins to tell you about the current offerings of the establishment, detailing the many virtues of the chef's hardtack and pork stew. Oh, hardtack! Isn't that really hard bread that's good for surviving? I think. Hardtack? Is that hard like biscuit? I think it's in like MREs. I know, I am too, Lee. I don't know if Lily can afford this. We only have 1 gold coin. And don't worry about the price, madam. Oh, ma'am, for you it's on the house. Wait. Why is it on the house? Why is it on the house? I don't think anyone knows. Oh, thank you, Kay. Everything does sound good. For free? And yet so many options. Pork stew with a side of hardtack. Chanterelle and fiddlehead fern risotto. Ooh, that's made with mushrooms though, chanterelle mushrooms. Is it just water and flour, Goomba? Oh, that sounds not fun to eat, but I bet it's important to people who can't afford much else. Welcome home, Glitch. Aerated squirrel liver pate with a rustic acorn soil. Oh. What should we eat? This seems like a very mushroomy food. This is made with mushrooms. And this is made with pig and flour. Maybe we should eat the human meal. Because that's made with mushrooms. I don't know if I want to eat it. That one does sound the most delicious, but this seems like what the humans eat. So maybe we should eat what the humans eat. Yeah, but we might make the pig sad, you're right. Oh. Chanterelle and fiddlehead fern risotto. That sounds so good, but it's made of mushrooms. But maybe we should eat it because it's not made with meat. Okay, I'm gonna go with the risotto then. Oh my. Chanterelle, prepared by someone other than you or the recluse? Not to mention the familiar comfort of the fiddlehead. You simply had to try it. Excellent choice, ma'am. The waitress told you, quickly making her way back to the kitchen to deliver your order. With the waitress gone, a certain silence fills the room. You are there, alone, at the table. Admittedly, this is a situation that you aren't used to. Do humans spend much of their time in such a manner? Sitting in a room in someone else's residence? Unsure of what they're allowed to do? In any case, the time somehow passes quickly. You can just barely make out the faint sound of cookery in the background, pots clanging and wet squelches. The excitement does have an effect on your appetite. When you finally spot the server coming with a tray in her hand, you can almost hear your non-existent stomach gurgling. Here you are, ma'am. She sets the tray down, the aroma slowly reaching you. She reaches out, placing an oblong white plate in front of you. It has an almost pungent aroma, one that takes you a second to adjust to. But underneath that, there is a subtle earthiness. The dish seems to be some kind of strange starchy substance. Admittedly, you had ordered without fully understanding what a risotto was. Risotto is delicious and usually very cheesy. And yet, the gloopiness goes perfectly with the fiddlehead and the mushroom. Delicious. Good. As elegantly as you can, you shovel the rest of the risotto into your mouth over the next few minutes. Yeah? Are you excited? Yeah, Sakurai is doing a Kirby Air Ride Presents tomorrow. It's at like 6 a.m. Pacific. It's gonna be so early in the morning, Shadow. After a sufficient enough time to finish your meal, the server reappears, accompanied by a rotund man wearing a chef's smock. The server quietly takes your empty dish as the chef approaches. I wanted to come out and speak personally and thank you for coming by tonight. He speaks. I know you could be at any other establishment in the village right now, but I'm honored that you chose mine. You suppose what he's saying is true, though a little odd to say. Nevertheless, you appreciate his kind words. You're gonna stay up all night? Oh no. I apologize if this is too direct, but could I ask? Did we pass muster? Did you enjoy your meal? You contemplate his question and think about the meal you just ingested. It was truly different from anything you've ever had before. It was incredible. Could be better. I'm gonna say it was incredible. They were so nice. It was delicious. It smelled good. I ate the whole thing. And everyone's been so polite to me. Lily, the mushroom. Hi, Silo Rever. Welcome to the stream. I see you on YouTube. Hi. Maybe they think I'm like a Yelp reviewer or something. It was incredible. With honesty, you're able to tell the man that it was one of the best meals you've ever eaten. He squeals with joy, quickly covering his mouth. Oh, my humanity went up. Thank you. This will be so good for business. Please, come again anytime. He forcibly shakes your hand and leaves in a giddy rush. Finally, with the whole ordeal done, you stand to leave. You were told the meal was free, and everyone seems to be gone, so you suppose that's your cue. As you walk out the entryway, your shoulder accidentally collides with something. You look over, seeing a strange, hunched woman. She's wearing a pair of dark glasses and a wrap around her head. Did they think that we were someone else? Uh-oh. 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 The mistaken identity. Thank you for following, Silo River. Thank you. Uh-oh. In her hands, a scrap of parchment paper with writings on it, as if she is some manner of writer. You express a rushed apology and leave the restaurant at once. For some reason, you suspect that perhaps you were able to reap the rewards of mistaken identity today. And you sure had fun doing it. Run! I would run so fast. You leave your humble abode in the latter hours of the morning one day, only to set upon a strange woman not too far from your base. It's immediately apparent that she doesn't notice you. Heck, she may not even notice the camp that's right there. As it stands, the slender, bespectacled woman has her gaze locked to the sky. She'd be a statue, if not for a periodic wave of the hand setting errant strands of silver back into a messy ponytail. Watching her for a moment, you stand to reason that maybe something's wrong. Plus, she looks harmless enough. Maybe she's worth approaching. Hi, Silo. Welcome over on Twitch. How are you? Maybe we should approach the silver-haired lady. Play it safe and leave her alone. Attempt to scare her off. Can I help you? Ohio! Hello, over in YouTube chat. Hi. Let's go ahead and, maybe we should say something to her. I feel like I want to say something to her. Would that be strange? I'm gonna do it. Can I help you? The woman whirls around, caught off guard by your sudden appearance. Oh, I'm sorry, she stammers, before catching a good look at you. Oh. My, you're an interesting creature, aren't you? Her inquisition borders heavily on the familiar, but you let it slide. Are you, by chance, the mycelial maiden of these woods? I've heard so much about you. It's such a shame I'm pursuing other interests right now. I would love so much to study you. Uh-oh. Sorry, is that weird? That's weird, right? The woman pushes back a series of stray hairs, smiling sweetly through thin lips and eyes that glitter like velvet gems. It's almost enthralling. All right then, I should introduce myself. My name's Kalia, Oh, Kalia. I am, I suppose, what you call a scholar of sorts. I study all sorts of creatures, both mythical and speculative, ranging from all sorts of quasi-humanoid beings to amorphous energies. Kalia. That's an interesting name. My primary field, it's so hard to say words. Silo, I'm playing as this creature here. Her name's Lily. She's a mushroom that I raised. My primary field of study is the realm of the Fae. Tricky little friends, I tell you what. I tell you what. I love Fae so much. Lately, I've been trying to uncover traces of this cheeky bugger, a Fae prince by the name of Cupid. A Fae prince named Cupid. I don't suppose you've seen a foul-mouthed baby flying around shooting at people, have you? Is this a riddle? What do you think the answer to that is? I'm gonna joke with her. I'm gonna ask her if it's a riddle. I love King of the Hill. Kalia put her finger on her chin. I do suppose it sounds odd, huh? Still, there is that little gremlin around here somewhere. My sources have provided me with good intel, I assure you. Okay, but why bother studying him if you can't find him, or... I guess I can let you know if I see something. Sure. I'll say that. Oh, that would be wonderful. It definitely seems to be a lost cause looking for him here anyway. Tell you what. Tell you what? Kalia hands you a small handbell made of a lightly glowing bone. Take this and ring it if you find him. Of course, if you find anything else of interest, I would be thrilled to be notified. Holding the handbell, you give it a light jiggle. To your surprise, it rings out spectacularly. Oh, that's a cat having a hairball on my bed. Hold on. I was like, what is that sound effect? Momo, hold on. Hold on, chat. You're still gonna be able to hear me. Hold on. Mommy, it's okay. You have a hairball. Don't just wait on your side. Don't throw up on the bed during Mommy's stream. Don't throw up on the bed. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on, chat. I'm coming back. I thought the breathing was the game. I thought that sound was the game, and I was like, that that bell she gave me does not sound like a bell. That was Momo getting a hairball. Oh, and I turned on my AC too. I'm sorry if it's too warm. Oh, not too warm. You guys don't know what it feels like in here. Actually, no, I'm gonna talk to you like you're here. Sorry if it's too warm. I turned on the air conditioning. Hopefully it's not too loud. Let me know if it is. But yeah, Momo was having a hairball on my behind my desk on the bed. I moved him so he wouldn't throw up on the bed. I try. I have to shave Momo again and I don't want to. Alright, let me sip some water and I'll keep going. Alright. I swear, Mo, he's so weird. Okay. So we have a bell. Yeah, Mo's getting to that age where I need to shave him, otherwise he gets hairballs all the time, and I don't want him to choke on it, so I'm gonna have to drug him and shave him this weekend. Dang it. Gained Scholar Bell. We have a new item now. Scholar Bell. A small handbell made from bone used to summon Kalia the Scholar. Cool! And you know, Kalia leans in close. If ever you'd like a little studying of your own, well... Kalia's face begins to turn red as she looks away, hand on cheek and stifling a giggle. Ah, nothing. Don't be a stranger now. Oh, I don't know what she meant by that. With Was it a flirtatious smile? With a grin, she saunters away. Wait, was she hitting on me? I am a young mushroom woman. Was she... Chat, was I getting flirted with? Chat, how do you know if a woman is hitting on you? Maybe she thinks I'm pretty. I'm gonna save that one. I'm saving that. You're left feeling a myriad of emotions, though a single question remains. You're not going to, like, get shot by a baby just walking about, right? You feel a crisp breeze. The heat is relenting. Trees are changing in color. Fall has arrived. Maybe she does want to put me on a pizza. Now it's fall, you guys. It's autumn. It's autumn. As you go to the local bakery, you feel a set of eyes staring at you. You turn your neck and barely catch a glance at the man following you. He's wearing a beret and a chef's apron and making you feel uneasy. Maybe someone does want to put me on a pizza. Tell the man off. You're not for eating after all. Run back home as quick as you can. Well, if I just run back home, he could follow me. Maybe I should be assertive and be like, hey, quit. Leave me alone. I'm not food. You angrily turn heel and yell at him. I am a person, you know. I've passed the role. I passed the role. You see him, visibly pale, taking a handkerchief out of his pocket and wiping the sweat from his brow as he chokes out an apology. Bye, Sonic. The night sky is clear and beautiful as you sit on a stump atop a small hill looking up. Star! Yes, and a pretty girl hit on us too. I think we got flirted with, and Momo almost threw up on my bed behind me. Something catches your eye, and you notice a streak of a shooting star. Quick, make a wish! Wish for the star itself? Wish to be blessed with delicious food? Wish for people of the kingdom to live peaceful lives? Wish to grow stronger? Wish for it to rain tomorrow? Wish for that car not to drive so loud by my treehouse? Wish to stay in good health? Do you guys know that, honestly, above anything, I would probably wish for good health? Like, out of these choices, I would wish for good health because health is something that affects me the most. That bothers me the most. So I personally, right now, that's what I'm wishing for myself, is good health. So I would wish for it. I'm gonna choose that. As less exciting as it is, it's what I would honestly want. No, I failed. The next morning you feel sluggish and your vision is hazy. Seems you've caught something. Who even knew mushroom girls could get sick too? Oh no! So I guess 5 and below is bad. For rolls. While sitting outside near your garden and taking in the fresh air, you hear the caw of a crow, then another, and another. No! You look up to find a rather large group of sleek black birds perched in the trees above you. Oh! Hi, mister! A few are eyeing your garden, while others seem more focused on you. Feed the crows some scraps, scare them off, run back inside. Get out of my garden! If I run back inside, they'll eat my food. If I feed them, there's less food for me anyway. Maybe I can scare them away. Like my mom did when she killed a bunch when she was raising me. I'm gonna try and scare them. Oh no! Knowing these birds could cause trouble for your home and garden, you decide to be rid of them right away. After gathering up a few stones, you begin hurling them at the birds. However, each attempt is rather pathetic. Aw, thank you! Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Thank you for the raid! Hi, Aaron. Welcome to the stream. Hello. Mr. J, thank you for gifting 5 subs. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you greatly. Thank you so much and welcome to the stream. Thank you, Mr. J. Welcome, Raiders. I am playing Mushroom Musume, which is a game where you raise a mushroom girl. And I became the mushroom girl. It's pretty cute. It's not too hard to figure out. So if you want to stay, please do. If not, I understand. Thank you so much for coming by. I just tried to scare some crows away from my little mushroom house, and I failed. So I'm probably about to get hurt. Thank you, Mr. J. So my rocks are not landing anywhere near the crows, no matter how hard I throw them. They begin to caw in a rhythm that almost sounds like laughter. Their mocking voices begin to frustrate you until eventually you feel compelled to yell back. This doesn't really help though, and eventually you simply decide to return to your bed in shame. I failed to scare the crows away. Ah! Yeah, my mushroom form could be called Mushi. I hope you're doing good, Aaron. I hope you had a fun stream. Playing Apex Legends. A chilling breeze greets you one morning, heralding the approach of winter. Oh, winter's so soon. Winter's so dangerous. With the end of the year approaching, you find yourself considering your aspirations. You want to accomplish something significant, you decide. Something you'll remember. Take on a dangerous quest. Attend a charming event at the gala. Pursue a great aspiration. Decide not to pursue anything. This is sort of like our goal. What if I pursue a great aspiration? I have a great aspiration, but I can't tell you guys what it is. Not yet. It's a secret. It's a secret, I know. Thank you, Jerry. Everything's good today. I'm gonna pursue a great aspiration. Let's see what that ends up being. There is something you wanted to accomplish naturally. You need some great achievement to end the year on a high point. Keep a conscious eye out for Cupid. Actually, never mind. Let's see if we can find him, that little bug. If we find him, maybe something good will happen. Hey! Thank you for following. Cheshire! Thank you! Thank you! You remember back to that curious scholar who was outside your camp before. She gave you a handbell as a means to summon her, should you locate the illustrious Cupid. Of course, he could be anywhere, show up any time. You'll just have to stay vigilant. While wandering the woods, you always do your best to remain vigilant to possible outside entities that you could run into. Certain animals are keen to cause problems for you, and that's not even to mention the humans. It's with this awareness that you detect a nearby being. You pause, listening to the soft sounds of footsteps. Human footsteps, you suspect. Or at least, something vaguely human in shape. Finally, you spot the intruder a realization floods over you. The recluse. If you're just now joining us, the recluse was our parent, who we eventually abandoned because we felt that they didn't care for us. It was who we played at the beginning of the game. And we ran away from them. And now we've happened upon them. I wonder what this means. Make your presence known. Silently retreat into the woods. Maybe we should interact with them. They weren't abusive to us. They just weren't incredibly loving, I suppose. They didn't do anything wrong, so maybe we should introduce ourselves as our new adult self. Reconnect. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna reconnect. It's been a while since you've seen the human that raised you. This has been mostly your decision, if you're being honest. But today, for some reason, you feel something. Some urge to try and make a connection, you suppose. Wordlessly, you step forward through the thick of the wilderness that had previously hidden you. The recluse, a bindle in their hands, looks you dead in the eye with little emotion, as if to say, "Oh, it's just you." Oh. This insinuation, though left unstated, fills you with an emotion that feels like it's grabbing your heart, or at least the thing that you think of as your heart, through your chest, and is trying to wring it out. Oh. You don't like it. Offer to help them with their chores. Tell them off for your childhood. Maybe we should try to be kind. We did leave out of nowhere, and we're not exactly a human child. We're a mushroom. Maybe we should try and be kind and see if anything good comes of it. Maybe we should help them with their chores like we used to do when we were little. Maybe we can reconcile like this relationship or something, you know? I'm gonna try and help. The recluse seems to consider the offer for a moment, before simply shaking their head and walking away. What? Really? How rude. Aww. It made us more damp, so it's making us more dark inside. That's so sad. We tried to reconnect with our parent, and they didn't want to. One day, while attending to some foraging business in the woods, you make a strange discovery. What else is new? You go to retrieve some fruit from a low shrub, but as you move a branch, you notice something out of the corner of your eye, a glint of metal. Metal? It could be a lost item belonging to some human, or it could be something valuable for you to keep. You go to more closely examine the item and have a realization. Before you is a perfectly sculpted copper hand. As you lean in to look for any marks that could betray its origin, you realize the hand is connected to a body. Komorebi, hello! William, hello! Welcome, darling. The thing before you is unbelievable. It's as if someone had taken a person and plated them with copper. You wonder if this is the case for a second, but reel in horror when you see it move. The being stands up. Surely plated copper could not move with such fluidity. You hear a sound, as if the thing was speaking. It's a person made of copper, you guys. It said something to us. It's asking us a question. She's asking us a question. Something, maybe this are something. If the E and the I are actual letters, I wonder if what this could be saying. It's clearly asking us a question. I wonder what it's actually asking us, though. You are unsure of what to say. The thing seems confused at your confusion for a moment, before snapping her fingers in thought. She stretches one arm up, touches the back of her head, and then cheerfully speaks. Sorry, I totally forgot to adjust my translator. Can you understand me now? We're being talked to by a copper lady being of some kind. You find yourself shocked for a moment at the chipper disposition of whatever this thing is. While your response is slightly delayed by shock, you confirm to her that, yeah, you technically understand what she's saying. Hi, Blitz. Hello. Welcome. Hello. This information brings her joy, which results in a little hop and exclamation of the phrase, woo! Her excitement is contagious. When she clasps her hands in yours, you can't help but jump with joy with her. We're jumping with joy with the copper person. Yeah, Como. This is a game where we are playing a mushroom girl that we raised. And it's like a choose your own adventure style. Right now, we just met a person made of copper. Being this close to her, you get a chance to examine this being more closely. Once you look beyond her glistering coat, you can see her physical characteristics more clearly. She is petite, thinly stocked and standing just slightly shorter than you, with similarly numbered and proportioned limbs. Oh, so she's got like a human-style body. Thank you for following. Thank you. Como Rebi and Saru Tobi, thank you so much. Though her face is human-like in nature, it is not precise. Spotting the differences in human faces was occasionally challenging to you, but something about hers felt a little off. Maybe an eye too many. And do humans ever normally have those little antennae? Oh! Maybe she's an alien or something. You are quickly snapped out of your thoughts as the being asks you a question. I'll sip some more water. So, are you a member of the dominant species on this planet? I'd love a tour guide if you wanted to show me what people do for fun around here. I think she might be an alien. You consider her request for a second. What do people do for fun? Well, you suppose you have a couple ideas. Show her what your daily life is like. Show her the village. Encourage her to leave your woods. I can show her what my daily life is like, or show her the village. Well, people can be pretty dangerous to me, and I think if I just waltz an alien into the middle of a human village, it's probably not the best option, considering I'm scared of humans myself. So let's show her what our life is like first. I think that's safer. That's a safer option, I feel. Well, you can't show her what anyone else does for fun. You think you can show her what you do. Fun is a little subjective, though, you think, so you hope she'll enjoy herself. When you tell her she can follow you, she perks up, which is quite impressive, since she was already quite perked. Yeah, she's an alien. She's a copper-colored alien. You begin by introducing her to the woods, though you find she has already introduced herself, in a sense. Aw, thank you. Hello, Kara. Hello. Yeah, I like it so far. Am I an alien? No, I'm not an alien. Aki Rosenthal's an alien. I came to this place from the sky. But when I was supposed to land, I sort of, crashed, she explains. I only woke up just now. Hopefully, I've not been out for too long. You don't exactly know what she means by this, coming from the sky? Perhaps she's some manner of fey creature, you figure. It takes you little time to realize she must be from a place very different. She pauses every few steps to marvel over something, the color of some tree bark, or the way a spider's web flows with the breeze. Finally, you arrive at the centerpiece of your tour, a cavern you had found one day while foraging, buried in the side of a cliff. This is my Minecraft cave. The real prize, of course, was something within. You've returned countless times just to sneak another glimpse of a rare phenomenon you can barely describe. Within, light was limited. This was important for reasons that may become evident, but your companion initially seems confused. You quietly tell her to take a seat next to you. Pass! The two of you sit in the darkness of the cavern for a quiet moment. It almost seems like her patience, or perhaps her attention span, is spent when finally it begins. And I'm gonna silence my phone real quick, you guys, sorry. There we go. I wonder what it's gonna be. A quiet melody begins, emitting somewhere from deeper into the darkness. This immediately captures your shining friend's attention, and even without light, you can see her interest grow. The quiet melody crescendos until finally you can spot a faint lavender light at the edge of your vision. The luminescence is weak, but its strength allows you to just barely make out the silhouette of a strange, floating creature. Its body is longer than you can see from where you are, and it drifts lazily through the air like a plump, ethereal rope. You can feel the sound reverberating deep within you. Your friend goes to stand in order to investigate, but it stays well out of reach. Even her best vertical leaps are not enough to get anywhere near it. Before you know it, the thing begins receding back into the deep cave. It leaves you without any knowledge of what it is or what is happening. But the sound is simply divine. As you leave the cave, the coppered girl seems pleased. Wow, I've never witnessed anything like that before. She practically vibrates with excitement next to you. Thank you for helping your planet make such a good first impression on me. You're not sure what she means, but at least she seemed to have fun. The nearby town is having a big contest tomorrow. I'm really glad that we gave her a good tour. The local cooks are all getting together to show off their best dishes. It's open for anyone to compete or just watch. We can just watch or gather some ingredients. I would have to use bits of myself. I can only do that twice in this game. I can only do it twice. I have 2 Soma cards. Should I use a piece of myself to enter this food competition? Huh. Yeah, I feel like I should save my body for an emergency. I'm gonna go watch. I don't want to eat myself. I don't want to... Would you eat yourself? I'm not gonna eat myself. I'm definitely not gonna eat myself, okay? I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. Let's go and watch the competition. Oh no. You try to go and watch the competition, but you don't feel very welcome. Uh-oh. Some of your odd habits and mannerisms shine through, and several people show discomfort. They probably detect that we're made of a mushroom. Before things even finish, you have to head home just to get away from the feeling of being unwanted. That's so sad. The winter days have grown short, but nevertheless retain nature's beauty. Birdsong litters the boughs of the trees, and a gentle patter of rain composes across the land. There comes the smell of crisp, rotting leaves, pungent but sweet. There we go. Not dyslexic, just words. The music is beautiful, Star. I agree with you. It's really sad. There is the playful kiss of winter's wind across your cheek. And the... Wait. What is that? Is that... a baby hurling expletives on a motorcycle? And is he wearing a leather jacket? Oh no. He doesn't look like what you assumed Cupid would look like. Is his hair greased back? But it has to be him. You cup your hands around your mouth and shout, "Hey, are you Cupid?" The heavy-set baby gently lowers down to eye level, peering out over a tinted windshield and a pair of heavy shades. What the heck? Hey, yo, pretty mush babe. How's the biz? Yeah, you're right. I'm Cupid. One and only. Oh my god. What the flip? Well, that solves that. Retrieving your handbell, you give it a slight ring. The sound reverberates through the trees, bouncing around until... Heya! Yeesh, that was fast. Kalia, the scholar, stands beside you, enamored at the sight of the legendary Cupid. I hope she doesn't just, kill him or something. All right, cool cats, Cupid says. What can I do for the two of yous? Needing a little spark? Losing the passion, eh? You're not entirely sure what he's getting at, but sure enough, it's making Kalia absolutely red. Why, nothing of the sort, Kalia stammers. In fact, we were looking to assist you. You are? Cupid looks at the two of you with a raised eyebrow. Sorry, I have to swat away a kitten scratching the back of my chair. Cooper, stop it! Stop it, Cooper! You are? Well, rock and roll, baby, says Cupid. Let me go grab my sidecar, and the two of yous can help me with my quota. In a flash, Cupid's gone, but you're safe in your assumption that he'll be right back. Turning to Kalia, she has a pensive expression. We're helping him? With what exactly? Do you understand a word he's saying? Let's ask her what it is. His job, presumably. Kalia cocks her head, an absent finger stroking her chin. Oh, Cooper! It's on the desk now. Kitten! Kitten! What are you doing? Cooper! Cooper! What are you doing on my desk? Don't do that. I captured him. He's not happy. Cooper! I love you, but you gotta go down. Sorry, kitten. Stay down there. I'm sorry. Gosh, he is so cute. Stay on the ground, kitten. Bad boy. Don't do that. I'm sorry. Matchmaking, you know. Making humans get the warm and fuzzies for each other. The what? Warm and fuzzy. We're not setting them on fire, are we? Kalia flashes a smirk. Don't be dense now. He's on his way back, see? A scrawny finger points to the sky. High in the sky, a three-wheeled beast of metal cruises by, far more bodacious than the single-seater Cupid was cruising on before. With a dip, it cuts low, pulling up beside you from behind. All right, ladies, hop in, the chubby little grease baby says with a complimentary double finger gun. You grab one of the 2 seats in the sidecar, with Kalia popping in next to you. With her so close, it feels oddly warm. And maybe a little fuzzy. All right, Cupid calls out as the vehicle lifts back up into the air. Name of the game is Matchmaker. I know, Blitz. It's okay. I feel the same way. I don't like little baby-shaped things. Unless they're actual tiny human babies. Those can be cute. I hear you, Cooper. You twos are my spotters. We're gonna go around and spread the power of love in this cold, dreary place. First off, the village. After some time, you arrive above the village, just outside its walls. Nearby, a long-abandoned castle sits atop a precipice. I love that word so much. Precipice. It's such, like, a pretty word. Precipice. Oh, now I'm just thinking about piss. Never mind. Inside the town's walls, the people appear tiny and unaware of your presence. All right, Cupid says. Now here's the dealio. From a compartment, Cupid pulls out a box of chocolates. These here are ammunition. Real groovy way to fall in love, you dig? He hands over the box to you. I'm not sure what your vibe is, mush ma'am, but you look to have the magic in your mojo. Do me a favor and add a little bit of your razzle-dazzle to the goods while I prep the rest. Yeah, I like the word precipice. Precipice of a particularly ponderous predicament, perhaps. As Cupid begins to retrieve his bow and arrow hafts, you look down at the heart-shaped chocolates, considering your options. Beside you, Kalia sits expectantly, an inquisitive brow raised at the possibilities. So I can add a bit of my own personal touch using a piece of my body. I can say something sappy to the pieces of chocolate. Say something moody to the pieces of chocolate. What was the chocolate for again? Looks tasty. I can eat it. What should I do? I haven't used a piece of myself yet. But I can always say something to them. This guy seems weird. We're supposed to be bringing people to love, so I'll whisper something sappy, like, what's something you could say? Do you have a concussion? 'Cause you probably hit your head when you fell out of heaven. Okay. You think to yourself for a bit and then look over at Kalia. The scholar is staring at you intently, waiting to see what you do. Surprisingly a bit shy, you lean toward the box and whisper a few words. Handing the box of chocolates back, Cupid looks over the contents. Oh my, so subtle, and yet you can feel the love. Oh, these will work perfectly, thank you. Let's try them out, shall we? Alright, let's start with, that one over there. Cupid inhales deliberately long through his nose. They smell unsatisfied, unmoved, unloved. They seek adventure, companionship, someone to share good times and bad with. Well, here we go. You two are my spotters. Let's go. Wait, what exactly does he mean by... Phew. On the village streets, the down there on their luck, Jesse Jankies walks the cobbles listlessly. All right, we got Jesse Jankies here. Another day, another doldrum. The world never seems to progress for old Jankies. Oh my gosh, I had no idea where this game was gonna go. I had no idea. Boss man's always angry, and the coin purse is always empty. Jessie walks by a clothier in town and stops for a spell to glance at the fabrics. They're beautiful, and maybe one day Jessie could don those lustrous garments. But not today. Jenkins turns around and proceeds to put one foot in front of the other. It's really the best thing they know how to do. And as they resume their trek back home, it's my arrow sound. An arrow embeds right in Jessie's shoulder. Jessie, stunned, stops and looks at it, chocolatey goodness oozing from the wound. Ah! All right, got him. Now, spotters, now I need you to find me a good schmuck, pronto. Another one? You turn to Kalia, expecting a confused glance in return. Instead, she hastily is scrawling in her notes. And my cats are fighting on the table next to me. Did you shoot that person? Another one? Why? They'll say that. Because, Little Miss too cool for Toadstool, it takes two to tango. That's the nature of love, baby. Well, not exactly. But also, they're probably just gonna keep screaming till we do. You know what they say? Love hurts. Yeah, the kitties are play fighting. They're not real fighting. Don't worry, Kay. Cooper's doing his little, like... And Mo's like... And they're, like, tagging each other and running around. I just hope one of them doesn't jump on my computer desk and knock my stuff over while I'm streaming. They're being playful. You're not actually sure if that's a valid context for the saying, but you figure it's easier not to argue. After being handed a pair of powerful lenses, you're able to make out the detail of some passerbys below. There seems to be one person among several onlookers who is watching the poor assaulted person with great interest. There's another who glances over, shrugs, and keeps going. Just another day, pal? The clothier stands behind the glass of their shop, looking worried as they touch up their latest piece. And of course, there's always the victim themselves. The trick only needs to involve 2 arrows. Turning back to Cupid, you give him your answer. So we could shoot the interested onlooker, the nonplussed citizen, the clothier, or the miserable person. If we shoot them twice, I'm sure that they will be dead. I don't know if self-love is something we're encouraging in this. So they mentioned wanting to wear really nice clothes. So maybe we should shoot the clothier. Yeah, because then if the person who owns the shop falls in love with them, they could model their clothes. And that person could work with the nice clothes because they could work together. I think that sounds like a good idea. Yeah, Blitz, I'm glad that you agree. Let's do that, the clothier. You sure? Cupid asks. Ma, you're the boss. All right, here goes. The arrow flies through the air true, heading straight for the clothier. And as the arrow hits the window separating her from her future love, it smooshes like chocolate against glass. What? Go figure. Meanwhile, seeing the arrow whiz past their head, Jankies becomes hysteric. They're shooting at me! No! Without hesitation, Jankies is gone, hurtling down the street too fast to handle. Loveless and potentially mortally injured. It was not a good day to be old Jessie Jankies. Oh no. Okay, that didn't quite turn out the best. But you know, love ain't a science. Oh no. Anyway, we should probably bounce from here. Don't want to be sticking around too long. especially after that. Without delay, Cupid's ride takes off west. Oh no, guys. I didn't think about the glass. Traveling west, the day is growing long in the tooth. You look over at Kalia, who has put the pen down momentarily to study you. When she realizes you caught her staring, she looks away, bright red. The ride is comfortable. Despite the frigid breeze, you feel warm in the snug sidecar. Cupid keeps talking about which and whatever, but it's hard to focus on him. If only because he never shuts up. Oh, I think I smell someone way over there in the field. Do you see them? You have no idea what he's talking about. Where is there a Oh! And off you go. Glancing back over, Kalia's notes are becoming comprehensive. It's a shame you can't make a heads or tails of it. Lot of stuff there. Yep. Curious, Kalia asks. It's pretty dense scientific jargon. You decide it's best not to pry, though her intelligence can't help but spark something. Even if you couldn't understand it, maybe listening to her prattle on would be nice. Here we are, Cupid says, positioning himself above the main highway. See those folks down there? Grabbing the lenses, you do in fact see a group of people huddled around a freshly built campfire. All right, and a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4, and there goes the arrow. Here we go. Down below, around a modest fire, sits a dear group of friends. And the suave, fashionable Alex the Dude Brohamson is one among them. Unfortunately for her, she's Cupid's lucky chosen. The arrow sits square in the dude's chest, and when she looks down to inspect the damage, all she can muster is, "Huh. Bummer, dude." Meanwhile, in the rest of the circle, "Ah!" Well, Cupid says, you're up, Spotter. Who's the lucky one? Honestly, there's only a handful of folks down there. There's someone who's sitting especially close and seems more attentive and proactive than the rest. But they're all trying their hardest, it seems. There's also, well, the fire. Shoot Little Miss Dreamy Eyes. Shoot the fire. Go nuts and shoot them all. Let's actually try to do this right. And shoot the person with dreamy eyes. Her? Alright, you got it, boss. And with extreme dexterity, the chocolate flies. And the girl is caught square on the top of her head. The girl kneels, consoling the dude when the arrow hits her. And before things can become too hectic, the two stare into each other's eyes. Oh, I got a perfect 10 on that. There comes a serene silence among the group. A profound understanding. Hey guys, get a room, one of the friends says, cutting the tension. And while the group is all right, there is a new dynamic blossoming between the two. Love. Oh well, this isn't seeming like the best. Cupid looks at you with a pained expression. Third time's the charm? What do you mean? That was beautiful. They fell in love. We helped them fall in love. Well, we should get going. There's one more stop in the night. Cupid gets the ride going and begins once more heading west. At this point, the day has sloughed off to evening. Looking over at Kalia, there's a distinguished tiredness to her eyes. She's been working all day, and a great smile has shown itself on her face. I did leave witnesses, that's true. I should have shot everybody. It's rather beautiful. This time, she catches you, and when you look away, you're almost certain your mushy cheeks have grown red. The air is getting colder with nightfall, only getting worse as you pass through a snowy patch of forest. Though, even with the cold, you've never felt warmer. Tyrus, thank you for following. Thank you so much. Next to her. Here we are, Cupid says at length. You awake with a start, never realizing you'd fallen asleep to begin with. As it turns out, Kalia awakes in similar manner, and you find yourselves having leaned against the other. It's almost a shame to wake up. Last one's down here. A tired old sort, long removed from society. Does he even remember the warmth of love? You grab the lenses, curious, and look out toward where Cupid directs. It's difficult in the dark, but you locate them at length. It's an elderly man sitting on a stump. All the love in his life has been snuffed out long ago. The poor soul has no direction left with which to steer his heart. You feel a pang of pity for a second before turning back to Cupid. Fwing! You look back. The man is crumpled over, grasping his back and shoulder. Thank you for following. Unclear entity. He seems to be groaning on the forest floor. Ow! Old man Crumbeard lays on the forest floor, groaning intermittently. What are you talking about, Glitch? Oh, I knew they'd find me, he wheezed. You couldn't take me in the war, but you found me. Oh no, he's a war veteran and we just shot him. With an arrow. Uh-oh. Hi, Dingus. We just shot a war veteran with an arrow. I feel really bad. What a sad, lonely man. Cupid looked almost indignant. He really needs some companionship, you know? Though, if you could smell the history on him, you'd wonder if people like him deserved happiness at all. Still, I'm not judge, just executioner.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
What? Executioner? Is Cupid really passing love? So, Spotter, what's the verdict? You glance over the surrounding area, but there isn't much there. Wait, does Cupid actually just kill people? Don't worry, he'll get a chocolate purple heart. Kara! Okay, that was clever. That was clever. Okay, that was clever. Ah, okay. You're not advertising a stream, right, Glitch? A wolf is wandering around nearby, dangerously close. A rat is making a feast of Old Man Crumbeard's food while he's distracted. And well, there's Crumbeard himself, you suppose. So, Cupid asks, shoot the wolf, shoot the rat, hit Crumbeard. You know what? Shoot that sensual-looking tree over there. There's a sensual-looking tree. There's a sensual-looking tree. Come on. You can't put that option in there with the forest elf. You can't put that Anubis. But it's a sensual-looking tree. I really like trees. I'm gonna pick it. I'm gonna pick the tree. Cupid flashes you a patronizing look. The tree? You reassure him that yes, very much the tree. Maybe I should have picked a better spotter, Cupid grumbles, before flawlessly sending an arrow into the selected tree. The arrow sits square in the knot of the tree. How naughty. I got a 10. Yay! Remarkably, Crumbeard is on his feet in record time. It seems as though a sudden clarity is dawning on him. There's no need for love of any individual or commodity. The land is all around him, and has always been, and it always will. If he can't love the land, then what in life is there worth loving at all? Taking this revelation in stride, Crumbeard walks off into the forest to discover all the beauty she has to give. Well, he seems happy. Good job. I hope he doesn't die in the woods. Well, I should get used home. It's gotten quite late, it seems. Thanks for the help today, by the way. After some time, Cupid brings you back to your camp. Both you and Kalia climb out of the sidecar and stretch your legs. Well, Cupid says, that truly was a night to remember. I should have you out on more rides. Cupid hops out of his seat, waddling over. Now, don't go without giving old Cupid a hug. We in this biz have to stick together. You go very reluctantly to give the Fae a hug. But to your relief, he's gone. Hey! Oh! What's the big idea? Focusing, you realize that Cupid is stuck in a jar, held firmly in Kalia's hands. I had a feeling she wanted to catch him. Come on, you nerdy note-taker. Let me out. Oh, Cupid, Kalia coos. Are you really so foolish that you didn't recognize me? In an errant patch of moonlight, Kalia's skin begins to glitter and shine like wet opals. I said opal was my favorite stone at the start of the stream, didn't I? What? You're one of them weird, aristocratic mother... Kalia shakes the jar hard, disorientating Cupid into silence. That's right. And my aristocratic kin asked me to deal with a long-standing thorn in the garden. She holds the jar up, staring in the glass at a shrunken, trapped Cupid. Stuffing the jar in her bag, you can occasionally hear muffled cries of help from within. Sorry, Kalia says, turning to you. I haven't been fully honest, but I've gotten you wrapped up in interfairy politics. I'm Fae, you see. Just like Cupid, but from a, let's say, rival family. Though most Fae have been calling for that little gremlin's silencing for a while now. But don't feel bad. It's not like him being trapped and sealed away will stop folks from finding love. They'll just be finding less arrows where they'd rather them not be. Anyways, I should reintroduce myself. Kalia takes your hand in hers, giving a gentle bow. I am Renewal, scholar and undercover field agent for the great family of, well... She catches herself hand to mouth. A girl can't give up all her secrets on the first date, now can she? I know, it is like the fairy mobsters. Mother Fungi. Mother Fungi was our replacement curse. Shiitake, Mother Fungi, or Mother Fungus. Either of those will work. Kalia, or should you say, Renewal, leans down and gives you a peck on the cheek. It's the only thing I can choose. This was a date? What can I say? Renewal slings her pack onto her shoulder, eliciting a small grunt from within. There's something in the air. As she walks away, Han jumps into the air and waves goodbye. Until next time! You smile, watching her depart. At length, you take one last look at the sky before going to bed. It really was a match made in the heavens. Ending, Matchmaker. You have become a paragon of love. That ends up being ending I get with her. So I kept the pig, I had the fairy. Maybe because I had the fairy, the fae were more receptive to me. I have the bell. I have a crusty knife. I became a young adult. People don't really know much about me. Aww. I kind of want to see what it's like if I'm evil. What do you guys think? Congratulations on finishing your first run of Mushroom Musume. Yeah, this is just a demo. How much content do they give you? You've just discovered one of over 30 endings. In the demo version of the game, we encourage you to experiment a little while growing your next daughter to see how different she can turn out. Be sure to check our almanac if you want to track your progress. Yeah. I had one entry here. Oh, I don't have these, but this is the one I did have. The Truffle Girl. Ah, I bet I could make an evil one. Oh, it's telling me what's in the full game. Let's take a look. We're excited to be working on a new system of mini-games for you to play in between sessions. Each grown daughter earns you spores, which can be used to purchase mushroom gardening supplies. When you grow in your garden, it can help shape future daughters, allowing more control. Oh. Not in a gardening mood? Your spores can be gambled away for rare goodies. We're also hard at work writing. The full game will have double the word count and double the story content. Delve into a dungeon, find a town bustling with life, or maybe even destroy the Witch of the Woods for good if you want. Not to mention never-before-seen mushroom girls, a cavalcade of music, and unique collectibles. Yes! And I know the full game did end up getting released. Should we try again one more time on the demo? I'd like to. What if this time we try and make an evil mushroom by making the evilest of choices? And see what happens. I kind of want to. Let's be as dark as possible. Doesn't that sound fun? It took about 2 hours for me to play through. Yeah, the demo has, the actual version of the game has more content, but the demo still has stuff I can enjoy. So let me sip some water. That's okay, Glitch. I just wanted to make sure. Alright, so let's be evil. As evil as possible. Alright, so we are back. We are the Recluse. Hi, Gadzooks! We're gonna be a bad parent this time. We're gonna be a bad parent this time. I'll save up there. Okay. Though you had no need for society, they did often find themselves home to a loneliness they could never quite shake. Baby Xmas Jackson Flaxen Waxen was sad! I'm getting a new child. I'm getting a new child. I'm gonna make an evil baby. In the morning, the sun would rise. At night, it would set. The recluse, which is us, a person in the forest, would observe this splendor, knowing that the sight would be made all the more beautiful by having someone to share it with. It wasn't that they desired a relationship. Perhaps it was a flame that had burned them one too many times. Or perhaps they were simply disinterested. No, a child. That's what they wanted. Someone to take care of, to teach. Unfortunately, it was a longing that could not be found. Not in these woods, alone. However, we are never quite as alone as we think, are we? One day a witch appeared, as if drawn by the intensity of the recluse's desire. The lumber that the recluse had spent the morning gathering slipped through their hands as they spotted her. The witch of the woods. She began to speak. You desire a child, yes? For some, those are quite easy to come by. But not you, it would seem. Let us make a deal then. If you do 3 simple chores for me, I will present you with a daughter of your very own. Daughter that we're going to make evil. The recluse, caught up in a moment of naivete, quickly agreed. The witch, knowing that the recluse was destined to accept, simply nodded and began to deliver the first of these so-called chores without hesitation. There have been some activities I've been meaning to get to. Perhaps you could make yourself useful and cross one off the list for me. Not realizing they were simply saving the witch some time, the recluse determined which task they were most suited for. Prepare the witch a comforting meal. Neutralize her most dangerously volatile regents. We're getting different options. Test a selection of elixirs for quality. What should we do? Neutralize her most dangerously volatile regents. I think this means like making some of her dangerous potions less likely to just like explode in her face. That sounds kind of dark. Test a selection of elixirs. This could make us stronger or weaker. What do you think? What do you think? We could start just randomly sipping stuff. Neutralize violence. You know what? We're just gonna start drinking things. Let's start drinking stuff. This looks delicious. I'm gonna test this elixir. It smells like peanut butter. Surely the witch wouldn't offer anything that could kill or maim, right? The recluse tried to clear their head of worries as they carefully sipped. In the end, they did walk away safely, at the very least. Arriving back to their meeting point, the recluse was excited to report their progress to the witch. Ah, very good. How kind of you. After quickly wiping themselves down, the recluse returned to their hut for the remainder of the night. I wonder what effect that's going to have on the mushroom we get, the second day. The recluse slept more soundly that night than they had in ages. Having a purpose again soothed them, even if they had found themselves caught up with a witch. They elected not to think about that, though. Instead, when the morning came, they simply did what they had to, which is to say, they got up and went to meet with the witch. I know, Goomba. I wonder what effect it'll have on our mushroom. Upon watching the recluse's approach, a sardonic smile lit the witch's face. You completed your first task admirably. Do more and I can finally give you what you want. She paused for only a moment before delivering her next message of import. It is important for a young person to be well grounded in the world, I hear. Bring me a jar of soil to help with this process. Keep in mind that not all dirt is the same, though. Consider the source carefully. Soil? That did sound somewhat magical. The recluse supposed. Left with this vague prompt, they considered their options. The most picturesque, I said picturesque, section of the forest. A quiet graveyard. A barren spot in the forest long since struck by some invisible ailment. Oh, come on, guys. We gotta go with a graveyard. That sounds extra spooky. I know, Blitz. Let me drink some more water. I think my mouth is dry. Okay. Let's do the graveyard, okay? We're gonna do the graveyard. Yes, we're gonna dig a grave. The walk to the grave site was quiet. When the recluse arrived, they looked down at the grave of their mother. Oh yeah, and I'll stretch. I did a stretch. Ooh, I wish you could hear the cracks that come out of me when that happens. Thank you, Goomba. Little mother's grave stretch. I'll drink more water, thank you. Lance. Perhaps this child wouldn't be related by blood, but she could be related by dirt, if nothing else. Oh, that's strange. I'm trying to make her evil, and yet I'm making her genetically the same. Arriving back at their meeting place, the recluse was excited to share their selection with the witch. So that's what you picked, eh? Very well. It shall do. Feeling the need to scrub their skin, the recluse retired to their hut to cleanse themselves. The third day. With 2 assignments complete, the recluse could feel their excitement grow. If this witch was being honest, and for some reason they felt she was, then that meant that this could be the last night they spent without a child. They hoped so, at least. That was all they could do. Barely remembering to get dressed, the recluse dashed to the meeting spot. Again, the witch had been waiting there for them. Welcome back, recluse. Are you prepared? Today is your big day, is it not? Mushrooms do, absorb things around them. They get their nutrition from their soil. The last task is an easy one, or at least I believe so. Bring me something colorful, something bright that you think will suit her. When they were first told of the 3 tasks, the recluse had imagined that things that were much more difficult. This seemed so easy as to be a trick, which they supposed only meant that they should take it more seriously, as if a mistake could mean death. I know, we need more evilness! With death in mind, the recluse needed to decide where to search for color. A field of flowers, or a stony river. Boo, these are both good things. It's giving us 2 options that are sweet. I'm gonna go with flowers this time then. We did river last time. Unless we do a dark rock. We could do an evil rock. Maybe there's like an evil flower. Maybe there will be an evil... Should we do a flower or should we do a rock and see if we can find like an evil rock? What's more evil? A flower or a rock? What if we got like a thorny rose? With thorns that could prick and draw blood? That could be evil. I'm gonna go with the flower. Yeah, maybe we could find one that's poisonous. We'll see. We didn't choose this before, so let's try it. If someone wanted color, where else was there to even consider? The recluse decided to make their way to a particularly idyllic field of flowers. The field was filled with an overwhelming amount of choice. Before long, the recluse narrowed the options down to a few. Cardinal flowers, black pansies, which are an omen, bleeding hearts, sanguine and symbolic drops. What's that? A pumpkin? Foxglove, purple bell-like blooms. This one could be evil. And this one too. Stygian. What does Stygian mean? Stygian. I'm gonna Google it. Stygian means dark, gloomy, or hellish, associated with death and darkness. Okay, so we have a choice to make here. Are we going to choose the black pansies or the bleeding hearts? Blood doesn't always mean evil. I'm gonna go with the black pansies. I'm gonna go with the pronounced Stygian? Stygian? Related to Styx, like the river Styx and the afterlife. Now hear me out, pumpkin. Shush. We'll do the black pansies. Stygian. Like G-Wiz. Stygian. Stygian. To some, black pansies meant a storm was brewing, but many others considered them a calming presence. People can be contradictory, though. nothing is more human than that. As such, the recluse's daughter would have storms and the calms that come before them. Discovered black. Oh, the screen is so dark. It's so dark now. Can you guys see it okay? Let me know if you can't and I'll brighten it up, okay? The recluse returned to the witch's hut, colored item in hand. She silently took the object, nodding her head to the recluse in recognition. The recluse stood there for a moment, unsure, before finally the witch realized what they expected. Oh, you want your promised daughter, don't you? Her voice was almost mocking. There goes an ambulance. But at least it was not overtly cruel. I suppose I must tell you that I lied, human. I do require several more trifling things from you. Shut up, Lance. First is the matter of payment. The recluse should have known that everything is for a cost. Pay me now with wealth. Pay me now with life. Pay me sometime soon. Pay me later in the way I choose. Okay, what seems more evil? I feel like this would come to bite us in the butt. So I feel like this would be the most evil option. Like maybe later the witch will come and take our mushroom away and like want to raise her or something dark. This is our evil run, so I want to pick something dark. Rawr! Maybe we should do that. I think I'm going to do that one, okay? Let's go with the dark option. Pay me at a much later date in the way I choose. The recluse told the witch that they couldn't repay her. Not anytime soon. I know, layaway. That is fine, of course. I will collect payment eventually. With the payment settled, the witch simply smiled and handed the recluse a small pot. Humans are tricky, but mushrooms are much more resilient. Consider this an upgrade. And don't worry, eventually she will develop a mind. Simply give her time, as much as she needs, and soon your wish will be in full bloom. I suppose with all that settled, there's one last thing for you to consider. A young girl needs a proper name. The recluse thought on the witch's demand before offering the final thing they had to give. I need to give her an evil name. And I know what evil name I like. I really like the name Lilith. And I also like it because our previous daughter's name was, what was it, chat? Lily! So Lily and Lilith. Lily is the good mushroom, and Lilith is gonna be the evil mushroom. They're like two sides of the same coin, which I really like. Lilith. Hew, 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 hew. So that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. Then she walked away, only fate knowing if the two should ever meet again. Chapter 2, Cultivation. Definitely gonna do some saving. Though the recluse was unsure of the specifics, they did realize that it was important to heed her instructions. Care for the pot and the dirt and everything that lay within. So the recluse geared up as any parent should and assessed the things they needed to raise a child. Finances, in case the nearby village had goods or services that you could not provide. Nutrients for the child to grow strong, and they would need plenty, as they would be depleted on a daily basis. And finally, the recluse's own stamina could not be ignored. One cannot burn the candle from both ends indefinitely. Thus began the longest growing season of the recluse's life. We get to see what the mushroom looks like. Look at her! This is Lilith! Ah! Our little mushroom. Potted and indebted. We are indebted. And we have money this time. We didn't have money last time. It is a spindly little thing. I think it's really cute. It's got like little wishies. I like it a lot, actually. Oh, I got a new cord for my iPad. So I think I might actually be able to show you guys more drawing streams in the near future. I hope so. I hope the cord works. My last one broke. Beautiful. You realize that buried in your new goal, you've forgotten to feed yourself or procure any human food, really. What seems like the most nutritious option? Alright, I'm gonna do something because I wanna see something. Let's see, I can go to the village market. I really want to see what happens if I eat the mushroom. I can reload it. I made a save. I just want to see what this option does. What was this mushroom for again? Looks tasty. I want to see what happens. I'll reload it. I just want to see what happens. Okay. Okay, let's see what happens. After thoroughly searching your cupboards again, you realize with defeat there is one thing for you here. You've been taught to never trust witches. As time marches forward, you feel more and more like perhaps you were taken advantage of. You want to be clean of the whole thing. You figure you can strike 2 birds with 1 stone. The mushroom is small, but shockingly filling. Mulligan. A mulligan! I mulliganed in this game. That's so funny. Hold on, I'm gonna put some gum in my throat because it's so dry. Okay, so you I reloaded it so you can't eat the child and it just mulligans. That's so funny. I know that phrase because of Magic TCG. I learned what a mulligan was. Okay. Now I can do something else. Let's go to the market. No, we need to do something evil. There's nothing really evil here. If I sneak food away from the mushroom, it's not gonna grow as strong. But that does seem like the evil thing to do. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna steal food from the mushroom. Like a bad person. What's good enough for your child is good enough for you. There's no reason to go out of your way. You have something plenty nutritious right here. Oh my god, we took food away from the child. Afterwards, you're left with the taste of dirt in your mouth, but also an intense feeling of closeness with your daughter. You have forged a unique bond. The decision being made. Life continued. It's gonna resent me so much. While tapping some trees one day, you overhear a noise. It sounds like the clinking of coins and dice. Before long, you manage to track down the source. A wingless fairy sitting on the eye or in the eye of a tree. A human? Oh no, now I'll be forced to gamble. The fae cried out unconvincingly. I'm the dice fae, you see. I have no choice but to gamble with every human that passes by. You even get to pick the stakes. The rules are simple. If I roll a 5 or less, I win. If I roll a 6 or higher, well, that means you win. Compelling, right? Gambling with a fairy? What the hell, why not? What do you want to offer? A coin? A significant bag of substrate? A finger? A daughter? Okay, I will gamble my child. I'm purposely picking the bad options. I will gamble my child. The words leave your mouth before you really have the chance to think about it. It shocks you to realize this, with a flash of guilt quickly stinging you. But there are some things a person just never gets over. You know fairies are tricky, but you would be a bad parent to let a chance like this pass you by without even trying. The fairy grins and nods, rolling a 10-sided die in his hand. So if it's 1 through 5 and 6 through 10, it's a 50% chance, but I am gambling with a fae. It's hard to gamble with a fairy. They often win. Very good, very good. I do love high stakes. Then he casts the die. Oh! No! Am I gonna mulligan again? As the die begins to fall, you feel yourself regretting your adrenaline-fueled response. Lilith wasn't a human daughter, but she was still your daughter. This rueful feeling only amplified as you eyed the dice with apprehension. A 4. Well, well, well. One of us is gonna have to pay up, and it's not me. The fairy's jovial tone makes you feel sick right to your gut. But don't worry, human. I don't need her today. You can enjoy her for a while more. I assume that's what one does with daughters, yes? Don't worry. I'll collect her before too long. No later than summer. You walk off, the feeling of dread too much to bear. Gained fae-owned. You have lost a bet with a fairy, and someday she will be his. So I'm indebted to the witch, and I'm indebted to a fairy. Oh my gosh. You've lost a bet, and someday she will be his. It says she will be his, so it says our daughter. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. You did say it. She was your daughter. That's interesting. Okay, maybe we should just try and owe so many debts to so many people that no one can collect. And then we file bankruptcy! Daughter bankruptcy! Daughter bankruptcy. That sounds great. Alright, let's go home. Something's happening. Dun 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 dun. Oh! Your daughter has changed in the night. Oh, she's so beautiful, chat, right? Isn't she beautiful? Isn't she the apple of my eye? Oh no. Oh no, she looks really sick and dehydrated. That's our beautiful child. Don't talk smack about her. She's so pretty. Uh-oh. One day, you awaken to the sound of wrestling movement. I will hydrate for her, Dread, thank you. And find your daughter, grown enough to be capable of rudimentary locomotion. Look at her.
Kill me, mommy. I want to die.
The creature slinks around uneasily, and a cute little face now greets you on her once featureless body. Cute, I don't know about that. Her demeanor seems gloomy and shy, preferring to sit in the dark corners for long periods of time. Encourage her discretion, spend time nurturing her environment, motivate her to do something safer. I'm going to encourage her to continue to hide. Mother, I crave compost. Your daughter's development is going better than expected, and you want to promote her somber nature. You clear out some space in your closet, making a little spot for her to sit in complete darkness. She contentedly lies in the closet for much of the day, seemingly finding some enrichment in the activity. She's bed-rotting right now. The decision being made, life continued. One evening, you hear a light knocking at your door, quite a rare occurrence. Peeking through the window, you witness none other than the Witch of the Woods standing on the doorstep of your humble hut. Could she be here for a visit? Or to settle a debt? Introduce her to your daughter. Privately request a stipend. Let's introduce her to the witch and be like, look at my child. Perhaps it was time for your daughter to meet the witch. She could maybe even learn a thing or two. The two of you answer the door and invite the gloomy woman inside for a dry and awkward small talk. Something about the way the two absently stare at each other. You wonder if they've made some sort of connection today. The decision being made, life continued. Your daughter needs food too, and you've just run out. You need to find something to feed her soon, or she'll surely starve. Gather a nutritious substrate. You can't spare the time. We're gonna get her food so she doesn't die. You spend the day foraging and digging in the woods and returned with a heap of mushroom food for your daughter. It's a little hard to be sure, but it seems like she's thankful for your efforts. The decision being made, life continued. Huh? Something's happening. Oh my god, guys. Oh my god, is she gonna be cute? Oh, actually, that's not bad. Your daughter has changed in the night. Look, she's got a little foot, and she's sitting on her arms. One morning, you notice your daughter's nowhere to be seen. Eventually, you discover her hiding in a narrow crevice under a large stump. To your surprise, the creature had now taken the form of a young girl. You feel relieved to confirm that the witch hadn't betrayed you. As you approach, she retreats shyly into the hole. She doesn't seem scared, but doesn't want to leave. Wait for her, buy her a nice gift, encourage her to come out. I have so much money. I don't want to buy her a gift, though. Oh, what if I could buy her, like, a knife or something? Let me see. Let me look at gifts. Today feels like a momentous achievement, so you tell your daughter you're going to the village to buy her a present. Buy her a mushroom Glock. At the mention of presents, she quickly decides she's done being under the stump, and the two of you head back to prepare for a trip into town. Your daughter thoroughly enjoys the outing and lovingly clutches the antique doll she picked out at the market. Oh, we accidentally were nice. Even when I try to be mean, I'm nice. Conflab it. The decision being made, life continued. While sailing at home one day, you hear an unexpected knock at the door. Unfortunately, when you go to answer, you find yourself face to face with a man you never wish to see again. Though he was older now, the scar running down his cheek was unmistakable. It took me a while to find you this time, recluse. The sound of his voice sends a long-forgotten chill down your spine. This man is your former business partner from a time when you did work that was less than admirable. I'm sure all this time alone has given you plenty of time to reflect. Are you finally ready to get back to business? Agree to do business with the man? Kill the man? Beg the man to leave you alone? Give the man money to go away? We are going to try and commit murder in front of our child. That should help fix the love we've given her with the doll. Murder. Mukduk. Some things will never be over until, well, they're over. You had hoped it wouldn't come to this, yet you feel as though there is no other option. You invite the man in and offer him a seat in your main living area, then excuse yourself to prepare drinks. But unfortunately for him, he will never drink again. Before the man begins to suspect anything is wrong, you take a straight-edged razor and slit his throat from behind. Ah! The blood falls like a red sheet down his body. When you look up, you realize your daughter has been standing there watching this whole time. She doesn't react strongly, but you fear this may leave an impression on her regardless. Oh my gosh. Her affection is really high. But she saw someone murdered. Oh no. A flock of hungry birds have been harassing both your crops and your daughter. Let me go ahead and save in here. She's loved, but she saw murder. In fact, they've become quite the nuisance, those birds. Use some food to feed the birds, purchase some poison and kill them, ignore the birds, fetch your bow and hunt them. I think I should probably hunt them again. But purchasing poison could be fun. That sounds like an evil thing, because poison kills slowly. So that sounds less merciful. Let's purchase poison and hope our child doesn't eat it. I feel like I should poison them. Let's see what happens. I did save. After a quick trip to the market, you scatter poison feed, watching within the coming weeks as the birds grow weak. Slowly they perish one by one, like ebony angels rebuked from on high. You delight in the graduating silence, the bliss that comes without their hideous squawking. The consequences of their actions bring a smirk to your face each time one drops, and you're diligent in reassuring your daughter just how much they deserved it. Oh god, it's so evil. You saw the knives go to her. Plus, it's a proper lesson for her now on how to deal with vermin. Soft Sky, thanks for following. Nothing more could be done to the birds. The matter was laid to rest. An unseen loss. One night, you find yourself unable to sleep. Your thoughts are consumed by something foolish. Thoughts of Fae. In particular, you contemplate your encounter with the one who called himself the Gambling Fairy, and how he had yet to claim your daughter. He told you he would claim her by the end of summer, and temperatures have been dropping lately. The thought of it made you sick, but you could do nothing more than hope that it was all simply a dream. Eventually, you managed to fall asleep, and dream you hear a shrill Fae voice taunting you. You'll never see her again. Whoa. And a new beginning.
Drink water, you dehydrated bitch.
I will. We've been taken. One morning you awake and can immediately feel something is different. Looking down at your body, something appears to have changed in the night. You stand from your sleeping area and find something unusual. You can no longer interact with things. As you go to open a door, your hand somehow seems at odds with the knob, physically speaking. When you try to seek help from the recluse, you find other challenges. You cry out for them, for their advice, yet they don't hear you. When you go to touch them, you simply don't. It's like Silent Hill, you guys. The recluse seems to mourn your absence. So we are the mushroom now. We are Lilith the mushroom. We are no longer playing as the recluse, their parent. You watch as they take your pot, the pot you were grown in when they first made you, and set it upside down next to a stone marker near the edge of the woods. They spend much of their time watching this spot, as far as you can tell. Eventually, you decide to leave the recluse. You wander through the woods looking for somewhere you can use for shelter. Eventually, you find an abandoned house and decide to make it home. Perhaps you can find a fulfilling life, regardless. Gain trait abandoned. The girl on her own, Lilith, common black fairy ring. Oh no, we're a mushroom we're made of black mushrooms and a fairy ring. Are you guys familiar with fairy rings? Those are those like groups of mushrooms that form in circles. That's what we are. And we're ghostly too. because we can't touch things. Let's take a look. So this is us, Lilith, common black fairy ring. Oh, there's clouds. We're very damp. We don't know what our physical strength is. 0 presence. You don't really exist. Living magic. Magic is all you are. Witchling. You are touched by magic in some significant way. And we are full of dampness, with a very murky soul. We can deny 1 event. We have 3 spell cards. We can use to soothe some kind of magic. Spore? Empower spells or poison with spores at the cost of your own potency. People don't think much about you. You're a young woman. We're abandoned, alone in this world. And we can acquire magic. Wow! This is so different than the other path. Okay, Lilith. While on an expedition to a nearby swamp, you lose track of time. The sun has set in the sky, and the trees surrounding you seem more menacing now. As you contemplate your situation, you try and figure out the best thing to do. So, as we play through this, I'm going to try and play with her as a creature of darkness, okay? Follow a random road, wander through the woods, keep cool and evaluate, sleep in an abandoned building. We are a creature of darkness. I will go in a suspicious building and take a nappy poo. On a quick look around, you manage to locate a strange old building. It's ornate, but dilapidated. You also discover there is nothing preventing a young mushroom from entering. Inside the building is quiet and dark. Feeling around, you finally find an area that seems suitable to sleep on. Though you have some reservations about sleeping somewhere like this, inevitably, your tiredness wins. The morning light hits your eyes and causes you to stir. This calm awakening is soured, however, upon noticing an audience amassed around you. A full audience. What? In the sunlight, you recognize this building for what it is. A church. The congregants having filled in the pews, sitting silently as they observe you. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Gain trait. Worshipped. What? When you rise, they fill the building with applause, but you quickly rush out, unsure of what you've gotten yourself into. Wait, are we gonna form a cult? I've always wanted to form a cult. While tending to your home, you begin to feel an otherworldly pull towards the forest. You can't resist. Should we cultivate a cult? Moments later, you find yourself surrounded by trees and standing in front of a mushroom-covered hut. Deep within you, you know the witch that made you resides here. Yeah, we have worship status now, which is here. You may have acquired some followers. That's fun, just like you guys. So, we found the witch's hut. Force yourself to turn tail. Enter the hut with the hope of learning magic. Enter the hut cautiously and treat her as a stranger. I'm gonna enter the hut and hope of learning magic. We're a force of magic, so we should be able to learn some, don't you think? You enter the hut and bow respectfully, addressing the witch as you would an apprentice to a master. The witch considers you for a moment, then speaks. You will find yourself already familiar with my domain. Perhaps you are ready for more elemental matters. She goes on to teach you about things like fire and water, a far cry from mushroom magic, but you take to it well. Gain trait, Elementalist. I gained Elementalist trait? That's exciting. So I should be able to use... Ooh, look! You have a knack for wind, fire, and things of nature. You are touched by magic. So I have witch magic and elementalist magic. Wow, I'm turning out really cool. The night sky is clear and beautiful as you sit on a stump atop a small hill looking up. Something catches your eye, and you notice a streak of a shooting star. Quick, make a wish. Wish to grow stronger. Wish for the star. Wish for the people of the kingdom to have happy lives. Wish for food. Wish for health. Wish for it to rain. If I wish for the star, I wonder if it has some sort of magical properties. Like... kind of like that movie, Stardust. I really like that movie. I'm gonna wish for the star. Ah! I failed it! You eagerly wait to see if your outrageous wish was granted. As the tail of the shooting star fades away, you suddenly feel something land on your head. Is it the star? Nope. Bird poop. Maybe you'll have better luck next time. Dang it! Look at how damp I am. I'm so damp right now. Look at that. You feel a crisp breeze. The heat is relenting. Trees are changing in color. Fall has arrived. As you go out to forage... mushrooms! Mushrooms one evening, you find a large bag of edible shrooms gathered near a stump. Unfortunately, upon closer inspection, they are infested with countless small worms. Gather up the worms. Try and find a slightly less infested batch. It's added protein. Gather the shrooms anyway. Watch the wriggly little guys for a little bit. What? Stare at the worms? Why would I stare at the worms? Should I stare at the worms? Wait, what should I do? Should I gather them? I want to stare at the worms. What happens if I stare at the worms? I'm gonna stare. While crouching down, you take some time to watch the worms squirm and munch on the mushrooms. But after a while, you spot a worm far larger than the others. It even has a tiny maw full of similarly tiny teeth. How cute! It wiggles up to you and doesn't immediately bite you, so you scoop it up and bring it home. No harm in having a new pet, after all. Besides, things with tons of teeth can always be useful allies. I got a worm familiar? Oh! There he is! There he is, right there! There's my worm! I got a worm! That's so cute! I don't know what the pet's a little wormy. You have a strange toothy pet worm.
That's so cute. I'm gonna save it.
There we go. I have a worm. I wonder if it'll become an Alaskan bullworm. The mountains bordering the northern reaches of the forest call to you. You see them every day on your adventures, and there is an overwhelming desire to climb them that simply cannot be ignored. Readying yourself, in the early hours of the morning, you glance over the materials you have on hand. Pack light. Pack heavy. Don't pack, in fact, just don't go. Chaos Droid, thank you!
I got a Taco Bell ad, and that reminded me to sub again. Cheesy Gordita Crunch these nuts.
I love cheesy gordita crunches! You know they're like almost like $5 if you get them without like a combo in a lot of places. Like $4 or $5. You know a Crunchwrap Supreme is like $6 and change. By me. Why are they so expensive? Thank you so much, Droid. I love you. I'm having a fun time with this game. If you get the bundles, it's not expensive. I love cheesy gordita crunches though, honestly. It's like my favorite thing there. Or get a beefy 5-layer burrito and remove the beans and put in seasoned rice and those Frito strips. Premium. Let's see, how should we pack? Pack light. You pack light. Ah, I failed. Maybe a bit too light. You can't shake the feeling that maybe you forgot something. With your pack all set, you make your way out to the mountain. After a couple hours of climbing, you feel like you've made some decent progress, though you're starting to get a bit tired. Just as you think it's time for a break, you come across a beautiful mountain spring, complete with its own waterfall. Take a shower. Train your endurance. Ooh, you mean we can sit under the waterfall like in an anime? I'm gonna do that. You've often heard waterfalls are powerful. You could use some for yourself. No! I rolled a 3. After a quick look around to ensure you're alone, you make your way to the waterfall. You know one thing's for sure, it's wet. It is also powerful, you suppose. The raging waters around you are rough on your body and mind. You go to grab your pack and realize your arms feel like wet noodles. You're forced to drag yourself home. Mountains are overrated, anyways. We don't exist to our recluse, our parent. I think that's what it is. Because the fairy told our parent, you'll never see her again. They'll never see us again because they can't see us, because we don't exist to them. That's what I think, at least. Strolling through the village, you find a donation box in front of the church. It offers lovely hats that might dress your oddly shaped head yet. And, if no one particularly minds, you may be able to keep one of them. Leave the hats. Take the big hat in your favorite color. Take all the hats. Why not? You wear them all so well. I'm gonna steal every hat. Go, Lilith, take all the hats. You must have them all. You try to gather as many hats as you can. No! But when an old man comes from a nearby house, you panic and trip over. The old man catches you, locking you in a fierce scolding. How embarrassing. Oh no, I'm trying to be evil. Over the past few days, you've developed a growing sense of unease. And one particularly gloomy evening, the feeling intensifies. You are in the dying days of autumn, and a chill in the air bites at your skin. As you look into the nearby woods, you can feel a strange calling, an invisible force pulling you towards something. It seems you are being summoned. Before you decide if it's a good idea to follow, your body has already made the choice for you. You find yourself uncontrollably walking into the woods. Sometime later, you find yourself in a dark and unfamiliar grove. You're relieved to see your summoner, none other than the witch of the woods. However, your relief is short-lived when you see the cold and serious look on her face as you approach. My daughter, the time has come. Though it was not yours, there is still a debt left unsettled, and I always find a way to collect payment. It seems she really does intend to make you pay for your parents' debt. After such a long time, you can't imagine what she would require of you. It most certainly won't be easy. Ask her for a reprieve. It's not your debt after all. Take care of the dangerous and unsavory matter. Fight the witch. I feel like we could not beat the witch on our own. We haven't exactly been training. We're not very robust. I think we should take for the evil. We should see what this unsavory thing is. I wonder if she wants us to kill, like, our parent or something. We're gonna find out. Let's do it. Yeah, we're gonna do the dirty work, okay? We're gonna do some dirty work. There is one matter, you are told, that you can deal with for the witch in exchange for clearing your debt. One of my daughters has become dangerous, she tells you. A wandering, mindless monster that has proven to be quite the annoyance. Deal with her for me, and you can consider us even. Hi, Natrium. Thank you so much. You too. Something tells you there is a reason she won't describe the specific sort of danger this daughter poses, but you can only accept her terms. While foraging one day, you discover a dilapidated outhouse in the middle of the forest. You wonder what it's doing here. After all, the surrounding area is all land that has clearly been abandoned for some time. Otto, thank you for following. Inspect the porta potty. Use the porta potty. Burn. I will burn the porta potty. Let's do it. Let's burn it. Let's burn it. Hey, a little bedlam never hurt anyone, right? Right? Well, regardless, you want to have some fun. And what's more fun than fire? Without a moment's hesitation, you let your pyrotechnical fancies manifest and engulf the facilities in flame. What a glorious spectacle. I hope nobody was inside. You know, you probably should have checked if anyone was using it. It looks abandoned, sure, but... well, if there's anyone in there, they'd be running out, so it should be fine. Now you can just stop and enjoy the sight. You're starting to think that outhouse maybe isn't that abandoned. Wait, what? What did it say before that? That smell. All the burning wood really gives off a nice smoky... ugh! You're starting to think this outhouse maybe isn't all that abandoned. Oh no! By the smell, it seems to be freshly loaded. Oh, gross. Yeesh, why did you decide to... you know what? Never mind. You need to get out of here. You're choking on air that nobody should have to breathe. At least you have a fun story to tell. We gained a trait. Wait, what was that trait that we gained? It was... oh, here we go. Pyrophiliac. Your ardor made manifest. Okay, we like fire. Pyrophiliac. Oh my god. Okay. Let's see. While sitting outside near your garden and taking in the fresh air, you hear the caw of a crow, then another, and another. You look up to find a rather large group of sleek, black birds perched in the trees above you. A few are eyeing your garden, while others are birding around, as birds are wont to do. Feed the crows, scare them off. Just watch them for a bit. What should we do? Last time I tried to scare off the birds, I missed it and I got made fun of. What should I do? Maybe I can scare them more successfully this time. Let me try. Let me try. Go away, birds. Oh, wait, did I? I got a 10. Is that what I wanted? Knowing these birds can cause trouble for your home and garden, you decide to be rid of them. After gathering up a few stones, you begin hurling them with great accuracy. Each throw lands with a resounding thud next to the birds, causing a few startled birds to fly off. Before long, all of them are gone. Good riddance. Walking through the forest one day, you think to take a path yet untraveled. If I could have poisoned them, I would have. That would have been cathartic. The road you follow is old. Time-worn rivulets and fresh dung pack the path. An underbreath chokes it from either side. Regardless, the smell of adventure hangs in the air, and it smells wonderful. The wind carries a fragrance clear into your heart and stirs it with an intense curiosity. Before long, you find another, even tighter path branching off from where you're walking, and soon you break out into a glade. The area is smaller than a hut, but in the center of its intimate bow stands a statue long since forgotten. Examine the glade. Examine the statue. Leave the glade. Let's examine the statue. The statue is of a woman. The craftsmanship alone is worth commending. The proportions are incredibly lifelike. The figure's hair is short but detailed, with every strand perfectly held in place. There is a pain in the statue's eyes, one of loss and grief, it seems, standing there, that she is almost making eye contact with you. Suddenly aware of your surroundings, you feel a slight discomfort on the breeze and cast your eyes away from the girl's stare. Underneath, a plaque makes up the base of the statue. Without the skill to read, however, you can only surmise that this is a grave marker, one for a girl long lost to the world. You pause for a moment before turning your attention back to the glade at large. It feels as though there's a presence watching you from beyond the trees, but you chalk it up to nerves. Examine the glade, or leave. Let's examine the glade. While the opening is small, there is enough room for you to wander around. Trees on all sides prevent you from leaving aside from the way you came, and a thick canopy prevents light from flooding in, leaving only the spare ray of illumination. There really isn't much to the glade aside from the plants littering the forest floor. Several different herbs have been cultivated to produce sublime results. You meander around the glade, eventually finding a plant you originally mistook for a bush. Its branches are heavy, and the primary source of the fragrance you caught on the wind. Gain trait, fragrant rosemary. You break off a piece enamored by the aroma and store it in your person. Leave the glade. Feeling as though there are eyes watching you, you gather yourself and head back toward the more familiar paths. So we got an item. Fragrant rosemary, an herb you found laying around. Its scent is sweet and long-lasting. Nice! We found something cool. I don't know what we can do with it. Also, seeing what she looked like as a baby, that baby photo, man. That was my favorite one. Snow begins to fall as you make your way down an unfamiliar road. The day has finally come for you to settle the matter you agreed to with the witch. Over the past few days, you've heard a rumor that a wandering mushroom creature has been spotted lurking around nearby villages. A mindless daughter of the witch, overcome by the urge to destroy and consume. You've tracked her to the vicinity of a particularly remote village in the region. You get a feeling that successfully slaying the creature will be a minor miracle. I know, right, Kara? Hide somewhere with a view. Ask around the village. Search for tracks. Let's look for tracks. As it turns out, tracking's a lot harder than you expected. You can barely even tell the creature's footprints from a human's. Eventually, you find her, despite your meandering, ineffective tracking. You might have walked right into her if not for the sound. Uh-oh. We got a new song. You first notice the buzzing, nearly omnipresent, but clearly originating from her misshapen and corpulent form. Stinging insects fly about, crawling on just about every nearby surface. The wandering sister is a pale, lumbering corpse of a mushroom girl. Any reservations you had about destroying her vanish in horror at the sight before you. Her cap is mottled brown, and large crevice-like holes mar her already inhuman body. Little intermittent clouds of insects convene in various points of her enormous form. She takes a lumbering step forward towards you, and finally, managing to suppress your fear for a moment, you devise an approach. Rush in, maintain distance, try to talk to her. Let's stay far enough away. Good night, Star. You are so desperate to keep your distance from the thing that you run blindly into a biting swarm. Momentarily overwhelmed, you have mere seconds to react before the wandering sister is upon you. Uh-oh. Feign and throw your knife. Cast a desperate spell. Let's try and distract her with a knife or I need to prepare a spell. Let me throw the knife. Hold on. I don't want to use a desperate spell. I want to use one with intention. Having outrun the worst of the swarms for a moment, you turn your heel and dig your feet into the ground. In a smooth pivoting motion, you arc your arm into a beautiful throw, releasing your weapon with deadly trajectory. A visceral thud resounds through the clearing, and the murmur of insects ceases unnaturally. The wandering sister falls to the ground and lies still, your blade buried in the center of her bloated abdomen. Panting heavily, you stand over the corpse that was once one of your sisters. The clouds of insects dissipate, having lost whatever it was that compelled them to swarm and defend so viscously. Or viciously, not viscously. Oh my god, my English. Despite your countless bug bites, you have triumphed. You feel an unpleasant gloom lift, and you know that you are no longer beholden to the witch. You spend the rest of the evening making camp and burying your sister. You hold a private little service for yourself and the insects of the woods. We gained another. Let's see. I didn't see what it said. Oh, this one. You have triumphed over a monstrously powerful abomination, one of your own sisters. Sororicide. Oh, like sorority. Oh, sororicide, because we killed our sister. Oh, that's dark. As you grow older, you look back over your life. You think back to the witch who created you, and can't help but wonder if everything met her expectations. You wonder if you were the daughter your parent had hoped for. Ending after all this time. Wow. I ended up wanting to be the most evil thing, and I ended up being like this powerful creature. And this is just the demo. Like the full game is longer. Like this is just the demo of it. I'm pretty pleased with that. I'm pretty pleased with that result. Let me screenshot it. There it went. It went to the place. And just like that, we beat another path. I'm pretty pleased. We got another mushroom in the Mushpedia. Fairy ring. There's a lot of different kinds you can get. You can't click on them until you get them, though. Let's see. There's different pages, it looks like. There's a bunch of mushrooms in here. So that was our very good girl. So much room in the almanac. Oh my gosh. Eggs. Like I said, this game is just a demo. And it's free. Oh, daughter's grown. Average robust. Oh, there's all my average data. In the color scheme for each girl. So this was Lily at the end of her story. And this was Lilith at the end of hers. And it makes it bright and colorful. I think I'm definitely more like Lily than I am like Lilith. But I do like how they turned out. And there's different color palettes depending on what you pick too, which is really cool. And these are all the different endings that you can get as well. There's like, I think they said there were like 35 endings you can get with the girls. You've grown up. That's a good one. Matchmaker. That's a good one. I'm pretty pleased. There's so many mushrooms. I wonder how, like, what the other ones look like. I saw some art, which got me interested in this game. 35 and just for the demo. Yeah, so the game's on Steam as well. Let me see, I've got the Steam page open. Yeah, it's on sale for $14.99 for the full game. It came out June 20th. Oh, it came out recently. Oh Oh, so there's even more content. There's like a lot of content in the main game. There's like a garden for permanent upgrades and lots of different color palettes. This was fun. Playing this demo was actually really nice. I super enjoyed it. What did you guys think? What was your favorite part of the game so far? I think my favorite part is like the uniqueness in the different events. I think the Cupid thing was really weird, but I think it kind of gives you an idea like you shouldn't expect something normal to happen. If you liked it, I wasn't sure how interested people would be in this, but we have a pretty good group going on so far today, which is really nice. So I greatly appreciate that. Over on YouTube and here. Yeah? If you like this game, the demo is free. It's just called Mushroom Musume. I was not paid to play this or anything else like that. I just found it on Steam, and I just kind of wanted to play it. I think my favorite part is how the cards can be randomized, because remember the first time we went through it, there were different options for where we could get the soil. Like one of them was we could get the soil from the witch's house, and then I was thinking we were going to do that for the second mushroom, for the evil one, and instead it was a graveyard, and the graveyard ended up being where we buried our mom, so we made the mushroom like family. When I was thinking it would make the mushroom all like spooky and haunted or something. Oh, thank you, Blitz. Thank you. Thanks, Goomba. You guys are so sweet. I appreciate you, oodles and noodles. And then tomorrow morning there is a Sakurai is doing a, I guess a Kirby air ride thing for 45 whole minutes. Isn't that crazy? Are any of you going to be watching that tomorrow? I'm not going to stream that because that's really, really early for me, but it looks really cute. I don't know if you guys noticed, but if you go to the Kirby Air Ride Twitter, their icon on Twitter, it looks like a little Kirby toy. Yes. It looks like a little Kirby toy, so I'm thinking in Kirby Air Riders, there's probably going to be like some sort of toy collectibles. You know Sakurai always does that anyway. He loves anything to do with things like that. Actually, I can do... Hold on, let me see if the scene still works. Oh, it does! It does still work. Okay, hold on. Let me close. Can you guys hear the rain? Can you hear the rain? I hope it still works. I hope it's still nice and relaxing. What about there? Do you still hear rain? Yeah, I'm really excited for him to do the Kirby Air Riders sort of presents thing. I've been trying to think of more and more mushroom related games. Games that have mushrooms or forests in it. I was actually playing some Fantasy Life last night with some people online and like doing battles and stuff like that. Oh yeah, Minecraft. That's true, Jed. That's true. I've still never found mushrooms in any of my Minecraft things I've done with you guys. I've seen them in other things, but when playing with you guys, I don't think I've ever found mushrooms before. I'm pretty sure, Dread, I don't think I've found mushrooms when playing with you. That's bothersome, isn't it? Have you played Strange Horticulture? I have not. Here, I'll Google that. Oops. Hold on. I got video playing. Okay, Strange Horticulture. I did not spell that right. Let me see. Strange Horticulture on Steam. Let me make sure this tab is muted. Oh, it's got a bunch of really good ratings. Wait, it's a detective game? Mushroom items are almost always in the middle of an ocean. Maybe that's why I never find them. Yeah, I haven't played Subnautica because I wasn't sure about the 3D and like my tummy. I did start a new migraine medication though, you guys. I started it on Friday, so I've now been on it for 4 days. My doctor gave me something called Verapamil to try. I've never taken it before. My blood pressure's perfectly fine, because it's usually given to people with like high blood pressure, but it's also said in some ways to help with migraines, so I'm gonna see if it works. So I take one every day with my lunch. And I'm hoping that it works. I know, I want to get rid of my migraines. That's the biggest thing keeping me from streaming, as I just wake up and I feel bad. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but one thing I'm trying to do is just talk a lot calmer during my streams. Probably not scream as much. And I hope that's okay. Being a little bit more calm instead of like yelling all the time. And honestly, it helps my head not to feel as like, I don't know, I feel like when I yell a bunch, my head feels like full, like pressurized, you know what I mean? Like when you fill up a balloon. That's what my head feels like yelling, if I yell a lot during a stream sometimes. So I feel better being more relaxed like this, if it's okay. I love fungi, Paul. I love them so much. But I'll keep my eyes on this. I'll keep my eyes on this one. And then Subnautica. I wonder, I don't think I have Subnautica, do I? Does someone I'm sharing games with have Subnautica? Okay, someone I'm sharing games with has Subnautica. So I have access to it. Wait, it says Pacos. Pacos added Subnautica to their library yesterday. I don't think Pacos is here, but they did add it to their library. I don't know if I could play that without throwing up, but there's always a possibility. I know. And guys, I'm trying to... So... Aw, you're so sweet. Does RimWorld have giant mushrooms? I've never played that. Thank you, Blitz. You're very sweet. I feel okay today so far. I have a little bit of pressure in my left temple, up in the corner, but it's not bad enough to keep me from hanging out with you guys a little bit. You could. Aw, Pizzatron, you're so sweet. I love pizza. I had pizza last night, actually. I got some freezer pizzas from Costco. They had like 4 frozen pizzas for $14. And I was like, yo, this is a lot of food. So I had frozen pizza. I don't know what I'll have tonight. Maybe I'll make like spaghetti. Maybe I'll make spaghetti. Would it be weird if I put garlic butter on naan and used it with spaghetti? Like Indian naan with garlic and had it instead of garlic bread with spaghetti? I feel like that would be really good. But I feel like that also might offend some people, but I feel like it sounds really nice. Oh, you did that? Then I don't feel so bad. I feel like it would be yummy. Yeah. There's some foods that like sound like they shouldn't go together, but they definitely do go together. It is like an Italian pita. It is. I just don't have any meat defrosted. Yeah, I should do that. Hi, Deadman. How are you? Welcome. Like I said, I'm going through the process of trying to design what Fushrooms look like. Maybe I'll doodle some during a stream sometime soon, because I'm trying to decide what you guys would look like. Like, I want anybody who's a Fushroom to be able to pick their own mushroom to base themselves on, but I want, like, general concepts that are routine that we can follow. Like maybe a shape of eyes, or where the eyes are, or where the little fingers would be, or like hands, or does it even have fingers, or does it have feet, like that kind of thing. No, I don't want them to look like that dehydrated mushroom creature. I do have a Fushroom sticker, but I know you guys have been waiting forever, but once in October, my model artist get started on the design you saw a while ago. Ah! Bitnerd, hi! Thank you for the raid! Hello! Hello! What were you guys playing today? Jaden, thank you for resubscribing. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Absolutely, Glitch. When I finalize the design of Fushrooms, you guys are welcome to personalize them as much as you want. I want them to be as much yours as they are mine. I'd really enjoy that. Hi, everyone from Bitnerd Games. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We were playing a game called Mushroom Musume on Steam. It's sort of like a raise your own daughter, choose your own adventure, actually gets really, really dark and messed up game where you raise a mushroom. And it's got like magic and folklore and fae and everything else in it. And the demo is free. This is not sponsored. I just found it randomly on Steam. And it was free. And so I played the demo for like three hours. And the demo wasn't even done. There's still more you can do. And the mushroom daughters you get are very unique, it seems. Hey, Blue! Hi, honey! How are you? Yeah, I'm still thinking about what the Fushrooms will look like. I think that's the hardest part. I know what I'm gonna look like in my new form, but I just don't know what the Fushrooms will look like. If you want, I can show you guys a piece of art that I got recently. Here, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you the piece of art. It's by an artist called Akameli, and I haven't shown this to anybody before. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like. I'm gonna have to shrink it down because it's pretty big art. Let me see if I can find it. Where did I put it? Where did I save it at? Hold on. Where did I save it? I might need to download it again. Hold on. There we go. Let me save it. There we go. I have saved it. Okay. It's of my new form. It's a fairy tale style piece of art. So hold on. Let's see. I gotta resize it. Hold on. It's very big right now. You'll see, you'll see, you'll see. Okay. I'm gonna make it bigger. I'm gonna hide myself. Okay. Okay. So this is a piece of art that I got from Akameli. It is traditionally drawn. And then they painted it. There's a little Fushroom on my lap and me holding it. In like a fairy tale style. And there's me again. With my little legs. And there's me underneath a tree. With oyster mushrooms above my head stuck on the side of the tree. And some down here protecting me from the rain. And then I'm in the woods gathering supplies. It's not in a typical anime style, but I really saw this artist and I thought their work was beautiful. They do like very light little sketches. And I like how baby face she made it. Isn't it so cute? It's so freaking cute. I think she did a really good job of like doing my new form, which is really cool. I'm still on the books. I'm still on the books to get my new self, but it's not till October, so it's gonna take forever. But see, this was the art I gave her, and I had her draw that. And I said, you don't have to do everything. Just draw her comfy, like she's hanging out. She's not in her full getup. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys. Eventually, this will be your Fushi. But not yet, though. It takes forever. Getting models takes so long. But I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm so freaking excited when the day comes. It's a long process though. Normally VTubers keep this stuff secret, but I've been pretty public about it. So when you're like, gosh, she got that art a million years ago. Chin! Chinchuladas, hi! Banana, 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 banana. Hi, I love you. I was showing off artwork. Hi, Booker. How are you doing today? I love you. I love you. I love you so much. Running Arby is going to please shim himself. I love you so much. I love you too, sweetie. Have a good day. Have a very good day. I love you. I love you so much. I send you my love. Matt! Maddie FS, thank you for gifting a sub to Chinchuladas.
One sub to Chinchuladas. This is your first gift
you.
sub in the channel.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you so much. Of course, Drying Pan. The main difference... Yeah, it will be in October. The main difference being, I know I've said this before, Drying Pan, but I don't own this design. Because it's, I own the customization on it, but not the base. And in order to continue to grow, it's better if I own my IP, you know? So that's what I'm hoping to do. Most of your favorite big YouTubers own their designs, and I don't, so... In time I will. It's just a very long process. It's a very, very long process, so... I'm excited for once it happens. Oh, you like my belly button dip? Thank you. Thank you so much. The one thing I don't like, though, is my feet don't move. Look at my feet. They don't do nothing. But that's okay. I'm a budget model, and I appreciate how detailed the modeling is on my face. But my feet don't move. My thighs don't got no jiggle. No jiggle. I'm not shaming whoever made my model. It's a budget model for a reason. Thank you. I can't wait to not have shoes on. You like the tummy, though? Tummy, 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 tummy. I do like tummy. I do. You can move. My belly button moves. And my fingers. You can see my nails. And I did color my ribbons myself. I like my ribbons. And Booker drew my mushroom, so I love that. But yeah. Thank you, thank you. I hope you like the future design too. This has been such a lovely day. What else should I play this week? What do you think? There's a few things I need to finish. I need to finish Wario Land. I need to play Terraria for Stinky Voit. I need to... I gotta do more Rune Factory Azuma eventually, but I think I should play some other stuff. I've never played Peak before. I know that's really popular right now. I haven't played that one. I've played some of Shantae games, but I don't think I've ever played that one, Blue. I don't think I have. I wish the YouTube emotes would show Anubis, because it just says face purple wide eyes, but I know exactly what face you're using. It's good friendship. I would need the right people to play with if I ever played Peak. I haven't been invited to play it with anyone yet. Do you think that's the kind of thing that would upset my stomach? Let's see. Peak. Oh, it's very Oop, it got so loud. Oh, it's very inexpensive. Is it first person? Let's see. Can you play in first person? Or I mean, do you only play in first person, or can you play like zoomed out? Ah, there are a lot of mushrooms in Peak? Really? Maybe I should look into it. I should probably look into it. I think it's first person. We'll see. Maybe I'll watch some videos on it and see. I know. I'll find a cure for my motion sickness eventually. Eventually. Once I figure out how to... the best medicine to get rid of my migraines, then I can go down other pathways. There's mods. Oh, there's mods for third person? Okay, I'll look into that then. Because I know that's something people really like. I've seen everyone playing it, but I worried that getting into it too late, people wouldn't necessarily enjoy that. Let me see. Do any of my friends own Peak? Let's see. Does it show you? 4 friends. 23 friends own this game. Oh my god. 23 friends have it? Let's see. Who do I have on Steam? Let's see. Kraken, Aaron, Frankie, Vox, Pacos, Trav. Magical Bard has it too. Vinny. Mingo. Ah. Friends who want Peak. I see Chaos Droid on there. Alright, I'll think about it. I'll watch some footage and see if it's possible. Because I'd hate to purchase it if it's something that would make me sick, but... if it's something I could play, then that would be fine. I think. I have so many games on Steam I need to go through. I have a lot of games on here. From sharing with friends, too. Are any of you guys good at Peak? Is that something I could play with my audience? Or would that give people too much freedom to yell racial slurs or offensive terms? None of my regulars would do that, but you never know if you add in other people. Like when we played Jackbox at one time and someone kept drawing wieners. And I was more G-rated back then, so I was like, stop drawing penises on the stream, and they wouldn't stop. And so we couldn't keep playing Jackbox on stream. Oh my goodness. But I'll see, because I can play Lethal for a good bit without getting nauseous, and I can play Minecraft with view bobbing off for a good bit. Yeah, there's voice chat in it, for sure. So, I'll look into it then. You guys are always so encouraging. Oh, one thing I did want to ask too, if I'm ever not sure what I want to stream, if I ever have like a YouTube stream thumbnail that's just like me smiling with like a cute background, it means I don't know what I'm going to play at that day, but we're just going to play something and I'm going to let chat help me decide. Okay? Oh, that makes sense, Meta. Thank you. Yeah, because I'd want to keep people from joining and saying bad things or doing bad things. Whenever I see the icon for Super Auto Pets, it always reminds me of Vidal. Is his name Vidal or Vidal? The guy who made Neurosama? But yeah, we will see. We will see what we do. Now I need to figure out what to make for dinner. I think I might do... maybe I'll do spaghetti with the bread. Do you guys think it's okay to make spaghetti even if you don't have ground beef or any kind of meat to put in it? I actually like not having meat with every meal, you know? Sometimes my stomach is just like, no meat. Not eating vegetarian or anything, but just don't feel like it, you know? Let's see. Who is streaming right now? Let's take a look at who's playing games. Goodness, I feel like so many of people have like grown massive audiences in the amount of time that I've kind of not been feeling so great. It's kind of crazy to see. I need to find more people to follow on Twitch. I think that would be really nice. More smaller people, I think. Let's see. Who can I raid? Who can I raid? Let me find out. Hi, Marcos. Oh, peas! Dread, thank you for reminding me that peas have protein. I think I have some frozen peas in my freezer. I could totally put those in pasta. That would be really nice. The Brown Bear Streamer is my friend Steph. Okay. I know this is weird, and I've never really done this. But I think I may have raided him once before, but I'm gonna raid a Hololive dude. Mostly because that just sounds kind of fun. But Octavio is currently streaming on Twitch, and I've noticed some Hololive members have begun streaming on Twitch. One day, I'd love for us to catch when Liz is streaming and raid her, because I'm a big fan. But until then, there's someone else. So I'd like to send you guys over there, and please be kind. And let's do something simple. Let's do Mushy raid, and I'll send you guys over there, okay? Does that sound good? Mushy raid. And then I'll see you guys tomorrow. As long as I don't have a migraine, I'll see you tomorrow, okay? I love you guys so much. I hope you know that. I love you very much. And I hope you have a lovely evening, okay? Promise me you'll stay safe and take care of yourselves. Okay, go have a good dinner. Or breakfast, or whatever time it is. I love you guys.